Yo, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. And before we get to our guest today, we have a big shout out for Living Sisu. Living Sisu is a platform and app that wants to give you all the tools to have success in your sport. Their main objective is to activate your lifestyle. So it's for active people. Enjoy discounts at companies like BioSteel, 30% off, Body Logics, the Goalie Guild, all his books are discounted. Roan, Lululemon for men, 20% off, online stretching programs with Eccentrics, 1 full month free. They got super silent massage guns, 20% off those. And it's a great quality. It's way less expensive than a Theragun, and it's great quality. So there's so many more discounts that you guys will need to just become a member to see. So they want to provide you with anything you need for success. So come join the community. I'm a part of it. A bunch of other athletes are a part of it. So it's free to join. It takes 20 seconds to get exclusive offers to your sport, and it's definitely worth it. So do us a huge favor and go sign up for Living Sisu's membership. It's free, takes 20 seconds. So go do it, and we'll see you there. Living Sisu is a great company. We know one of the co-founders, Zach Fricali. He's a great guy. He's the co-founder. He does a lot of live streams on Instagram at Living Sisu, and with a bunch of elite athletes, and you learn a lot from like the athletes' determination, their resiliency, everything to what made them become successful. So it's been a great experience so far. So go on. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So go sign up.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and today's episode we are gonna have one hell of an episode for you guys. We have 3 current Watertown Wolves goaltenders, 2 of which have already been on the podcast before, and Luke Cohen and Greg Hussey. And we have a new guest on, Adam Bookaboom. Did I fuck it up?
Yeah, you got it. All right.
You got it.
Yes, let's go. These guys just finished the regular season as regular season champions and are now looking forward to the playoffs and try to win a championship. So this is going to be like a roundtable podcast, but I never know what route or how this is going to go. So it's going to just be a free for all for a little bit here. So, but boys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us on.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, Luke and Greg. So to start things off, like, how's the season gone for you guys? Like, obviously, like I've had Luke and Greg on the podcast, but Adam, how's the season been for you?
It's been an interesting one for me. I actually started my year out in Germany, and then things kind of went sideways there.
What's up, dudes?
Broke my shoulder.
Go. Hey, said pick up the phone.
Broke my shoulder, and then couldn't find a job there, so I ended up in Watertown, and it's been a pretty unreal spot. We got a good group of guys here, and obviously these 2 beauties, goalie partners with, and it's pretty great. So
yeah, you've been crushing it out there too. Like I saw your elite process like 13-4 or something like that. What's making you so successful there?
It's a team. I don't know. We got a good team. It's easy to play with these guys. So, yeah.
Okay. Especially when you're regular season champions, like that just proves how good the team is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but we got to do it in the playoffs. So,
Yeah, but what are you guys most looking forward to coming into playoffs? Because you guys have a week off or something like that before this playoff start?
5 days, 6 days.
Yeah, we got like a first series. We got to buy.
Yeah.
So 6 days.
From a last game. Yeah, so it's not bad.
Yeah, so what are you guys looking forward to come playoffs, and how do you think you're going to do? Obviously you're going for the championship though.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of, since I've been back from Macon, I'm kind of interested to see what a full Watertown lineup is like.
Yeah.
Out there.
You haven't seen that yet.
I've been playing with like bits and pieces of the team. Yeah. Some guys, let them rest. Maybe not send them out there if that team really hates us, so they don't get injured or hit from behind or something like that, or run. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what the full army looks like.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good. I know if we're play 60 minutes, I don't think there's anybody in this league that kind of can handle us. So we'll see. As long as we show up, we'll be there, and hopefully if we don't don't show up, and they got one of us
Yeah.
to make some saves. So
Hopefully one of the three show up.
yeah.
Yeah, one of us will be there.
One of us will be there,
Figure it out.
and one in spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So fast on the water, so.
Who's starting, or do you guys not know yet?
Not yet.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Probably not me. One of these two guys.
I think Luke
Yeah,
for intimidation. I think it's gonna be Luke.
yeah, maybe. If we play in Carolina, it might be me.
It may be Luke.
Hey,
Yeah.
are you gonna go fight the other goalie during those series?
That would be the plan.
Yeah, I'll do whatever I have to do.
We
I mean,
have-
it's not the plan is to win a
No,
championship,
no,
but
we have had a team meeting about this. There's no fighting in the playoffs.
Yes.
okay,
this
yeah,
is
there's
true.
no fighting.
No fighting.
So then I will not be doing
Unless
that.
it's Luke.
Unless
No,
it's Luke.
but-
Right.
Don't say that.
No, I just whatever happens. I mean, it's hockey. I think playoffs is way different. So it's not like you don't hold any grudges. It's basically a new season. So whatever happened in the regular seasons in the past, and you do whatever it takes to win a championship, and you got to put your personal like vendettas and everything aside and win a championship. It's not about like, oh, that guy said something to me in February about something he knows that he saw on Instagram. It's like, okay, he can say that, but if we win the game 10-0, that's better for us than me going after him and getting suspended or another guy on our team doing the same thing.
Is that what kickstarted the first one?
What?
Right. What
That exact situation.
What happened in February on Instagram? Can we clear the air? right
Yeah.
now?
Nothing. I was just having
We got
I was having a
platforms
rough
to
day.
talk about.
I was having a rough day.
All right, this could turn into a therapy session. We're gonna pray.
It was an example. I don't even use my Instagram that much.
Luke, what do we say about calmness?
Comments is for cowards.
This has
Greg,
been- This has been his ongoing like mantra for the past obviously when we spoke, I'm talking about like meta awareness and being calm and connected with yourself, and he apparently caught wind of that and he keeps telling me calmness is for cowards.
Well, he has a whiteboard in his room, and every day I go in there and I write comments is for cowards, and he erases it. So now I'm trying to get it to stick.
There's always one of us on the couch, the therapy couch. At some point.
There are therapy sessions every day with one of you guys.
At least.
For the least, yeah.
Something's going on.
Put 3 goalies in a car. I mean, we drove to Delaware together, 6 hours in a car with 3 goalies. It's something's bound to come up.
We turned it into 10 hours.
Yeah,
We did, yeah. We stopped in New York City. We kind of had a time.
yeah.
And I had a little journey break.
Right,
Yeah.
right. We bought Ryan Devine for goaltending protection naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach said you guys can go, but unless you don't have the enforcer with you, I can't help you out. So he's got to go with you. So we
It
brought him
worked out.
along.
We made
Yeah.
it. We all made it there.
Yeah, we did.
In one piece.
Hey, as long as you make it back in one piece, like that's coach said, as long as you're there, you're there. Like that's all you can do.
So that was the very long-winded answer to your question, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
forgot he
that's
asked
what
the
we're
question.
expecting in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
you're gonna have someone's gonna have to keep us on track.
Yeah.
It's late in the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
My Adderall has worn off.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 80 slipping in here big time. We all have some form of it.
Yeah, what was that car ride like? And just like with 3 goalies and like 6 hours, like you can go anywhere and like it's just a bunch of BS that comes up.
I think we go around the horn pretty fast.
Yeah, it was,
It's
I
pretty,
think
well, okay, I'll give you my
go
perspective.
ahead,
So
go ahead.
there's a guy from Boston, a guy from New York, and a guy from Philadelphia, and then a guy from small town, rural Alberta in a car. I didn't get much in. I was quiet, just absorbing.
He was a sponge.
I was
Yeah, he was a
absorbing it all.
sponge.
It was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was. I
You're
wouldn't-
what I would do in the classroom when everyone's talking, just observe and just look to see what other people are saying.
I wouldn't want it. That was my first time in New York City. I wouldn't want any other experience. I actually don't want to go back. It was great. We drove through on a rainy day, had a slice of pizza, and that was it. But it was a good time. So that pretty much summed that up.
Yeah.
Was it the New York style pizza? How was it?
Yeah.
we searched on the One Bite app because I'm kind of a pizza nerd. So I had to have something that was at least an 8.2 rating.
You know, those Boston's just known for its pizza, so he had to be the snob in the car.
And New England's, highly ranked in their pizza
Yeah,
capabilities.
Yeah, like CC's. What do you got? Like,
No, CC's is out in Illinois and stuff like that. They're huge out there. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about in Chicago, but you guys are gonna have to come to Illinois and all 3 of you and have some Chicago pizza over here.
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind it. Yeah. Another road trip.
Don't do
Another
another.
road
Doesn't Uno sauce have like the big chunks of tomato in it? Like, that's
Uno's
unnecessary.
just like going to TGI Fridays. Like,
It
it's
is?
not. Yeah, it's
All
like
right.
yeah.
I feel
But
completely.
they have really good iced tea.
I'm uncultured. Don't listen.
I don't think I've ever been.
We can go. No, the one. Oh, that was Ruby Tuesday. I don't know. We have
Okay.
everything here.
Yeah, there's all the things in the movies that I never see. I haven't spent a lot of time in America, so it's I went to Chipotle for the first time this year. What else did we do? We went to Moe's, Wawa, bunch of things. New York, that was obviously the big one for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
exciting
What
stuff.
what the hell's Wawa?
Oh,
Wawa. Oh,
Oh, it's
Oh.
like UDF, but on steroids.
it's a gas station on
Yeah.
steroids, pretty much.
it's actually it was cool because it was like it reminded me of like a European gas station because I've been in Europe the last 3.5 years, and most gas stations you go to there, you can go in and you can also get like this sandwich or a nice pastry or something. It's all super fresh. And, you know, it had some little bits and pieces of that. It was really nice. So it was good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's better than what.
Yeah, we can tell them why we were driving to Delaware.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so we were on the way back from Michigan, and our bus just kind of died right on the side of the road, like 25 degrees outside. And yeah, so we were busless for a while.
Well, not to worry. I mean, it was cold out, but the bus was basically on fire.
Yeah, it was
The bus was
basically.
on fire. The fire department.
So it was warm in there.
It was warm enough.
Yeah.
We were smoking down the highway
Yeah.
for like, I don't know, 15 kilometers.
Days.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a very
Yeah, long way.
situationally aware
But
bus driver.
legitimate smoke. It was
Yeah.
wild. And,
So then-
yeah, we haven't seen the bus since.
But we got to take some Lamborghinis to the games, but you know the goal is obviously to get the overflow. So the,
Lamborghinis.
like you said, the goalies get put in the corner. We're
Yeah, we-
second class citizens.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's how it works.
So you-
we're all in it together.
Yeah. so you try to make light of the whole situation because you're taking bands. So I'm always like, oh, the Lamborghinis are here, like we're buzzing. But you know, it's overcome anything in this league. You see it all, and you got to just play through literally anything.
It's wild.
Best part about it's the hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's better like being a goalie, like that all this stuff happens because it's easier for us. Like you really just only can focus on hockey. If you spend the whole day focusing on everything else that could go
Oh,
wrong,
you lose.
you go crazy. Sticks missing.
I don't know how our coach does it. I give him credit. Honestly, he needs a pay raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs a pay raise. Him and like the few people behind the scenes that help run an FHL team. Are you kidding me?
It's
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah.
They do so much.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
So
How,
yeah.
how many breakdowns have you guys had this year?
But we didn't have the bus for the first half of the year.
First half.
Yeah, we were taking Bingo's bus.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
And then we
I
had the
did-
one, and then
I
we had
did
the
hear
one
that.
where we lost suspension.
We lost. Wait, what's suspension?
Oh, you were in Macon, but we lost suspension. We had to stop in Binghamton and
Why?
pick up the other because the bus is not working.
Are we allowed to swear? in this?
Yeah.
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 No, it's encouraged.
No, it's encouraged. Yeah. Well,
If we weren't allowed to swear, there's not a fucking chance him and I would have already been on this podcast.
That was the first swear I've heard. We've
I
been
don't think
very
I swore. I don't
consistent
think I
by tape.
swore
It was-
once.
I'm pretty sure Greg said fuck probably 20 times in our interview.
Yes,
Yeah.
easily,
That
if
makes
not
sense.
more.
Yeah, I don't think I cursed once. I think I was.
Well, I was more
Yeah.
focused on trying to get like thoughts out of my head,
Yeah.
and then like you know,
That's
the
hard.
vocabulary
Yeah.
aspect went downhill.
Well, it's
real
hard.
quick.
Yeah, hard for you to formulate a sentence.
So
you
fuck
know.
is a good way
It's a
to
filler.
Yeah.
connect one sentence to another, right?
One word. to the next,
Yeah,
and then-
like that's the best filler there is. Just
Right.
it just flows with everything too. Like
You could say
Nothing better.
or you could say fucking,
It's
you know,
better.
and it's the
It's
same
better.
thing.
There's more sounds. It's good.
Yeah. So as you can see, it would be a very fun road trip with the three of us.
Yeah.
oh yeah. I've had some bus breakdowns too for my team over the past like year or two. Like for like Adam, if you did, since you don't know me, or you just met me today, like we I run cross country and track at my school and college, and like we go on some bus trips, and like one of the bus trips, it was literally snowing inside the bus. Like I don't know what happened, but apparently the emergency exit was open enough to let snow come in the bus, and it literally filled probably like an inch of snow inside the bus.
way. That's
Yeah, and
insane.
we went through like the entire 3-hour road trip with that bus in the snow. So that was interesting. And then we've had a couple like buses that started steaming, and one of the bus drivers, one of the bus drivers that had the bus that was steaming was like pulled over to the side, and we just waited there for like an hour because the bus was cleaning itself. It was
It sounds like your bus driver shit himself. That's what it sounds like.
he pulled over and was like, yeah, the bus is cleaning itself as it's smoking out the hood of the car. Like he's like, it'll be fine, It's
Light them on
just
fire.
another hour.
And they clean. Yeah, with the heat.
We we have I don't know, without diving into it too much, we have an interesting cast of bus drivers here. And I
Yeah.
think even when like the bus break, like, at least they make it tolerable for like
Yeah,
they're
that's
funny
true.
enough where like I've had the same bus driver in juniors, one of them at least, and he refuses to buy windshield wiper fluid. So when it's snowing out, he'll be out front of the bus grabbing snowballs and hucking them at the front of the bus so he can clean the windshield. And like I was telling the boys about it, and they're like, "No, man, he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it." We stop at Dunkin' Donuts. He's outside just hurling snow at the bus trying to clean it, running inside, turning the wipers on, and they're like, "You weren't lying." I was like, "No."
It also makes it so much better because you have this ridiculous accent that is,
What kind of accent?
I think it's fake. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a persona that he's created,
Okay.
but he says it's Romanian.
But you've been.
I've been to Romania.
You've been there, so I
I've
think you
been
have
there,
a
but
better
it
idea.
doesn't sound like
All
that.
right.
I don't know.
He's an imposter.
These
Yeah,
might be
I
in
wonder.
the
I
box.
wonder. But it's funny. It's great. I have a good
Oh,
laugh.
there's a child outside. Right?
Oh, two.
Excellent.
Put your contacts in, Greg.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, but like the bus drivers like make everything worth it though. Like especially if you have a good one, like or a funny one that like doesn't even give a shit. Like I also went on a road trip to Minnesota, and like we went to dinner at like an Applebee's or something like that, and he couldn't find parking even though there was tons of parking spots available in front of the restaurant. So like we went like all the way around like the parking lot, and he was like in the back of the parking lot. He's like, "Where'd the restaurant go?"
Jeez.
He literally asked where'd the restaurant go after like it's right behind us. And
Have you guys had a bus driver ever hit something, whether it was like a sign or just slowly just scrape up against something and then like, oh shit.
Yep.
So when we were leaving Danbury, we had a nice, I think it was early on the season. You weren't here yet. I didn't leave for Macon yet.
Yeah.
I think you were here. And so
So
we
we scraped the pole.
no pole. We almost went convertible bus because
Under the bridge.
because the bridge is too. So I was sitting up far enough that I used to drive bigger trucks, so like I kind of just take notice, like we're probably not gonna fit through that, and like he's like creeping through it. I'm like, no, I don't think so, and he's like, oh, we got it, and all of a sudden you hear, boom, and you're like, oh shit. I was like, hold on, I'll get out, I'll help you back up. Like we had to hold traffic and stuff like that, and he looped back around and like he just scraped the top of it, but like it was pretty, like we almost had a convertible.
The best is when he complains the games are at 7:30 at night. Why do you guys play so
They-
late? Why
they
can't you
should be
play
3
in the
o'clock.
afternoon? Yeah,
I
like,
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
We should definitely invest
Noon.
in the matinee hockey style.
yeah.
but
Noon,
He's
3 and
been-
3 at noon.
He's been my favorite like character that I've met in my journey.
Yeah.
Pro hockey.
Yeah, and then I went to Macon, and Macon's bus driver was, dude,
Something else.
lights out.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
unbelievable.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
team would wait, and they'd be like, no, or like, no, not our team. He would skip out on other like contracts, because like I guess you're going to work, and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, you're taking, senior citizens to bingo tonight. And he's just an hour, whatever. And not fun. And so anyway, this guy would like literally he'd jump over and be like, no, Macon's got a game. We're going to Fayetteville this weekend or something like that. Guy was legendary. He was
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah,
He was awesome.
smoothest bus ride ever.
Yes.
Hated traffic. In
Yes.
Atlanta.
Yes. He was awesome. So you do get definitely got the good ones that are their personalities are awesome. They're basically part of the team.
yeah, absolutely. Greg, you were in Watertown still when you guys played at like 11 o'clock at night, that one game, right?
Oh, I think that may have been that was that Christmas almost, or no?
I think it was like
After.
November, December, something like that.
This year?
It was after right after Christmas.
Brutal. So I think it was a situation that like their bus broke down, They got picked up. I think they broke down like it's a 5-hour trip from here to Danbury. So Danbury broke down right before Binghamton. The league or whoever was able to get another bus for them, go grab them. So they're still going to be there for game time because basically going to be there 2 hours ahead. So they had some time to kill. Then that bus broke down on their way up. And then, so like naturally, I've been in like Gitch since 5 o'clock at this point. And now it's like 7:15. We're waiting for them to roll in. And like, then we'll start getting dressed because other than that, like it's absurd. But I was just like confident and like keeping my focus and stuff like that. And I put half my stuff on and 7:30 rolls around and we realized that they're not going to be here for another 3 hours, 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. And at this point, I think I already drank half my Celsius. I already, you know what I mean? So like, I'm like halfway into a, like, you know, getting pumped up and stuff like that. So they eventually show up. They didn't want to cancel the game. I get it. I understand it's probably expensive for the league to do that. Like whatever. Puck drop was like 11:15. That's wild. We had warm-ups alone. And like, they just got dressed. They're out there. We dropped the puck and that was it. Like it was awful. It was so difficult for me to stay focused on that. I was dead.
How did the game go?
It I don't remember it, so I think that means we lost. And but it did end at 1 a.m. So that was pretty cool.
It's funny that
Not that often you end at 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1
that's
a.m.
not-
finish.
in men's league. Nonsense. It's funny that you say that. Yeah, you thought we lost because you don't remember it.
Yeah.
Because those are usually.
Oh, you remember the loss?
Oh yeah, I can remember more losses than I can remember wins.
I remember goals against. I don't remember the losses.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
It's
goals against.
the ones in the game.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a close game, you're like, well, there's 900 different ways I could have saved that.
100%.
I don't know about 900. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
No, but you're like,
abundance.
okay, if I made that, but like 10. Realistically, there's a couple.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys? A question for you guys. Do you hate to lose or love to win more? Which one?
I hate to lose because like I love when we win, but I hate like if somebody else wins, it feels like I'm just as happy if you guys win if I don't play. But like when we lose, I can't stand. Like I can't stand it either. When we lose, I lose. I'm not playing. I'm not here. If it's a team I like I just hate to lose it.
I hate losing.
Yeah.
But there's also like an asterisk next to that. I think as goaltenders, like we said, like there's sometimes on depending on the team, you're like a second class citizen. So at that point, you have your own little moral victories that you're like, okay, all right, at least I'm consistent, or I stayed with it, and I gave them, third period, I shut down this, and this, and like we're only down by like a goal or two.
Mhm.
So like I was still producing chances for them to get a goal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's kind of how I break it down more.
Yeah. Which is it's a healthy mindset.
I just hate to lose. Can't stand it.
I also played on all losing teams my entire life. So
I would say I hate to lose more for sure. I used to think I'd love to win, but I definitely hate to lose. I think a lot of it comes down to like that last game of the year. The majority of the time, you're not winning your last game of the year.
Yeah.
If it's playoffs, you lose and that's it. So it's like you're living that feeling all over again.
And sometimes I think it's like even if you lose the game, like I think more I look at it like, did I beat myself?
Yeah.
Like you lose 1-0 or you lose 2-1. You're like, okay, well the other goalie had a really good night. Like he made saves, I made saves. It's just whatever. They had a better chance here or power play there. But it's like, did I beat myself? Like could I have done better? Because you can lose 6-0 and make 70 saves and be like, okay, well I didn't beat myself.
Right,
It's just
but
like the game didn't go our way. Yeah.
100%. Aside that from the shenanigans, we do actually play hockey. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with all of you. Like I hate to lose. Like there's nothing more than I hate than losing. I'd rather win. Like everyone's would rather win, but like when you do look at losses, you're like, what could I have done better to help the team win and stuff like that? And just like, did I beat myself up on this play, or what could I have done differently on that play?
How does that feel as a runner? Because like, if you're not first, you're last kind of mentality.
And hey, that's my mentality. So
team
Slingshot, you just slingshot engaged on the track. Get behind me, get behind me.
Yeah, because running's a lot different from that perspective. Because it's like,
Yeah.
if you're not first, like second place, you're the first loser, and then it goes on from there. So it's like, so you hate to lose, and you'll do everything you can to finish first in that race, because that's the only real winner in the sport.
Yeah.
The only track and field guy I ever knew had a gigantic number 2 tattooed on his back.
Really?
And he's like literally like right behind his neck. And he said, yeah, that's so everybody got behind me can know what place they're going to finish in.
That's ruthless. I
Yeah.
love that mindset.
Yeah. And it was like just low enough.
I love
it would,
that.
like cut under his like running bib so you could see it.
Yeah.
So like when you were behind him, you definitely like saw it. It was big. Just a big 2.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I love that, the cockiness and the confidence to
Yeah.
say that you're gonna get second place if you're racing me like that. That's unheard of.
You got to win lots though
Yeah.
if you're doing that.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. I got a question for you guys. So I know also it may look like Luke just keeps looking at me over here because he thinks I'm so damn pretty. However, over here to our left is someone playing Fortnite.
I'm also trying to look at both
He
of you.
can't control himself.
I can't control myself. I'm looking
Um,
here. I'm looking there. I'm looking at who's talking.
So I know how long ago. I'm not listening to your shit. I know how long ago I've been in playoffs. How long it's been since I've been in playoffs. How long has it been since you guys have been in a playoff game?
That's a great question. It would have been March 16th of 2020.
Was this
Okay.
the year before
in,
COVID?
in Serbia.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
then same time, because at school. So it would have
Okay.
been March against Norwich,
Mm.
my junior year, and then last year, obviously, or senior year, we didn't have playoffs. 7 games.
How about you, Jack? Who's your last playoff?
Like 2 weeks ago, actually.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
close.
That's, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's true. All right.
Are you gonna
What's
ask all the
lead?
questions and then answer for the
What
rest
about
of the
you?
group?
What about you?
Yeah. What about you?
I think I'm pushing 7 years here.
7.
Seven.
7.
That's
Hey,
wild.
it's first playoff game in 7 years for you coming up.
We were
Is that like-
25.
All right, it's not confusing with numbers, but it's been a while.
Well, that would be if you're 32 now. If you're 32 now, and then you take away 7 years, you would be my age.
I think, yeah.
So you were like me.
Yeah.
So this is what I have to look forward to.
Enjoy this.
I don't. I wouldn't say that. I mean, everyone's got their own path, right? Luke,
Yeah, that's wild.
I think it's either 7 or more. I'm gonna have to really look into it, but I believe we had a stint in college where we tiptoed into a playoff game.
Same.
Tiptoed.
So you ended up losing that game then?
I don't remember it, so I'm pretty sure we lost. So.
We lost. I remember for sure. I can remember sitting at Kreisberg going, wow, this game could get done real quick.
Stuff.
Where was it? Who's it against?
Norwich.
Oh,
It was like 8-0. It was basically an exhibition game for their playoffs.
the bagpipe team.
Yeah. They scored on the first play of the game. I was backing up off a face-off play. Kid walked in and teed one up and scored. And our coach went, they have face-off plays. And I went, yeah, they've had face-off plays the whole year.
They have face-offs.
It's playoffs. They didn't just come up with this last night.
No such thing as video.
No, and he claimed, oh, I watched so much video. He goes, did you see that's a face-off play? I said, yeah. Everybody in the arena was like, that was drawn up.
Oh, God. So lately I've been calling Luke T-Bone. Like from the Danbury, like the
Crime and penalties.
from the
documentary.
documentary on the Trashers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
The T-Bone
So
character.
the character, they go hand in hand.
Luke
Same
in 20 years.
Yeah.
Same human. Same human.
And I call Greg Elmo.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. He has a very great Elmo impersonation, and it's hilarious.
No. Who does the
Luke, you're wearing the red shirt though.
I actually heard the Elmo impersonation about 50 times from you before it. even
Right.
came
No,
out.
for me, I'm just like I have like a little bit of Tourette's. So like anything that kind of starts to like click in my head, I'm gonna start saying it.
Oh, we'll go with that.
That's
yeah,
my
sure.
out. That's my out.
That's fair. Yeah. We'll go with that. Yeah. It's a small victory for you.
Also, we're doing the interview now.
Right.
Well, it's all about
Right.
the small victories.
Yeah. Just chalk up a little victory one for Greg.
Just start tallying them up on the whiteboard that Greg has.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
good. Yeah, I'll have one by the end of the season.
My whiteboard's gonna be full of inspirational quotes by
Yeah.
the time the day's over, so you're not gonna have room for it.
That's fine. This lasagna, I've never seen a kid make lasagna take 4 hours.
Say lasagna?
Yeah, he's making his. He has it like once. He has it like once every 6 months, and I swear, I think all he eats is lasagna. I've never seen him eat anything but lasagna and salmon.
Well, that's why he went short side top shelf for me today.
Oh, he's
It
the
was
occasional
nice.
Subway sandwich too.
Hell of a screen though.
Did you see that? Yeah, it was
Hell of a
Mafus. He was a
screen.
moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Average.
was a snipe. Yeah, I got snapped by McKenna coming down the short
Did
side.
you catch what I said?
No.
I was like, always look. You keep looking short side, man. Always look short side.
I wasn't looking both sides. I was trying to
You
look
were
around.
you were like fighting with the guys. In
I
front of
was.
you.
I was
Looking
fighting.
around
That's
and
literally what I was doing. I was
like-
pushing
I'm like-
bodies.
I'm like, man, just keep it simple.
Just
out
watch
there.
the puck, you idiot.
Look at the short side. That doesn't go in.
So that's the thing though, because I said it to Mafus right after he scored. I go, I didn't cheat.
Yeah,
I was my
was a
shoulder was
perfect
pinned
shot.
on this.
perfect shot.
It was a perfect shot.
Honestly,
It hit
that's what-
shoulder and then rolled in.
Like, that's what a good.
I didn't cheat on that.
That's
Like,
what a
he
good screen
snipped.
does. Good screen. Well, if you want to
Yeah.
score, screen.
Don't give him
For
that.
any-
It wasn't my fault.
Don't
for
give him
any
that kind of
forwards
It wasn't my
listening,
fault.
I've been saying that to
I had my guy.
Perfect shot.
You had your guy.
He was in front of the net. And I was fighting.
every team I've ever been on. I always tell my forwards, and well, the whole team, if you want to score, screen the goalie. It's foolproof. Doesn't matter what league you're in.
A lot of people don't stand in front of the net anymore either. So
This makes is nonsense.
Because
It's
most
nonsense.
forwards are pussies.
Yeah, nobody wants to get
That's
hit.
it.
I get
Bottom
it.
line.
I
They
if I was
can
running
hit
that,
other
I would-
humans, but the puck goes near them and their nail breaks.
I think didn't Brzgalov do a whole clip on that because that's same.
Does he?
Yeah, when he was on 24/7, he's like, if he got hit in the shoulder pad and it breaks, and he's like, I thought I could.
You
win
know
on."
I'm old. I don't have the memory for that.
Just watch Risky Business on YouTube.
Risky,
risky
Business.
business.
Is it in Russian?
No, it's just all his quotes compiled together.
That's unreal. I gotta find that.
Because universe is so humongous. It's so tiny. It's only gay. It's only gay. Why are you?
Only game.
That's right.
Why you have to be mad?
Yeah, Greg. Why you have to be mad?
I'm not angry. You're the anger one.
I'm yet. Who
Okay.
threw their stick today?
I threw my stick.
Threw a stick
because-
into the mesh today.
Right. So normally you gotta get your frustrations out, right? So Luke turns around and tomahawk chops a stick on crossbars. I have learned, and I threw it in the mesh, which then, unlike other arenas, returns the stick back to me in Iceland and doesn't go 4 or 5 rows up.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my stick and I continued the drill.
I
Made save.
I didn't know that one was going today. I just saw it go up and I was coming around the net.
And you just
I've done that. I've tomahawked up six. I recently, I don't know, I've been getting a little frustrated. I might have had a couple incidents with posts and one referee.
in one referee.
Three sticks in a week.
Right. 3 sticks.
No, but
and
one was
almost
a
one
shot.
referee's eye.
And granted, I had those 2 Bauer sticks the whole season. I kept those 2 sticks going for like 4 months.
Does that mean 4 sticks in a week?
Yeah, 4 in a week. Yeah,
4 sticks in a week,
Yeah.
including the shots.
Expensive week.
yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was bad week for the wallet.
Right.
Yeah.
Coach
It's an expensive
stopped.
week.
Coach stopped buying him sticks for a reason. We're
No.
not sure why.
Back to the.
No, that's not true.
Oh, he's still buying him?
Yeah, I even told Coach I only break my sticks. Anything the team gives me, I respect. I will not break a team issued stick. If I buy it, fair game.
No, if I'm gonna break a stick, it's gonna get broken.
That's fair, but like in the heat of the moment, I also only have 1 stick since the stick incident. So
Fun fact, it's been 7 years since I broke a stick too.
we're gonna change
Like,
that.
No, I'm joking. I'm definitely broken a stick.
Yeah, we're gonna change
I'm
that.
definitely broken a stick.
I'm gonna be hacking you in the back of the legs tomorrow and ducking under the net.
How many sticks have you guys broke in over the course of the season?
This year, 1.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
4. Yeah, I'm at 4 for the
But
season.
once since I've been here,
Those Warriors, I'm not gonna badmouth Warrior, but their shafts, they got weak shafts.
They
The tops.
they do.
That's weak. That's where all my Warriors are broken.
Yeah.
Above my blocker hand.
the fact that I've only broken that few sticks is I'm using CCM, so maybe that's something to do with it.
Possibly.
I'm still in the foam cores, like not like the wood sticks.
I like the foam core better than the rebound producers that we use.
I
I
love
hate them.
the
I'm
composites.
not. I literally have been reserving my remaining foam
Tell them
cores.
after. Oh no, the foam cores.
I'm reserving the foam cores, and I use one of the team issued ones.
Okay.
I have to. I can't. I just can't
I-
use them.
I could
Yeah,
use.
I've
I could
tried.
use anything.
I've tried switching so many times,
Yeah, I want. Yeah,
and I just can't.
I think I could use anything because in school,
They're
like we
bouncy.
just got whatever was given us.
They're bouncy.
But you get it's a feel for the puck that you have.
Yeah. I think I only broke 2 this year, but last year I broke 15 over the course of 9 months.
All right. How many out of anger were the 15?
Maybe
Maybe
3.
No, but see, I
Maybe
think I can
3.
break a foam core. I think I
Okay,
can break a
okay.
foam core stick. Like if I at school when we use foam cores, I could break them easier because if you're playing a puck, I could lay into a shot. and break.
Oh yeah, that's how they break.
Foam
Yeah.
cores break specific places.
Yeah.
Heels, toes. That's where your foam
I used to
cores
break mine
Heels, toes,
in the middle of the shaft. Like
yeah,
if you
mid-shaft.
go, because if I pass a puck, I always pass from right
You
above, like the halfway point with
Okay.
my glove upside down.
Okay.
So I know that if I snap the puck hard enough with the foam core, I could literally take a brand new one and break.
So you're sending some
Since
sauce
honestly,
up.
since I broke my shoulder, I just don't shoot the puck hard enough. So
I
I don't think I'll break. I don't do it anymore.
I went to a shooting
I just
like
can't
clinic when
shoot
I
it.
was little, and the
Went to a
guy was and the
Nice.
guy was crazy, and he was like, every time you shoot the puck, you shoot like you're gonna break your stick.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that stuck with me from the 1 year of forward lessons I
No
took.
idea why destruction would have stuck. with
Yeah,
you.
and so every time I shoot the puck, if it's going up the wall, I'm shooting as hard as I can.
And if it doesn't break, then you smash it over the post.
Well, yeah, I did clean that one in Delaware.
Yeah, you
right?
did. Yeah, you did. You did.
In one fell swoop right in half, and then I hucked the other
Camera,
one.
it happened so fast. Cameraman didn't
Yeah,
even
he
catch
missed
up.
it, yeah.
I like to think I'm a finesse puck handler. You know.
The best one I ever had though, breaking the stick, was in Seattle. We got scored on, and I just baseball swung it into the corner, like right off the post.
Have you ever broken a stick over an opposing player?
I've thrown my stick.
I have not.
I have not. Have you?
I have
What is this?
snapped a paddle over some guy's shin pad that came way too close to the crease after the 8th time. I shoved him, hit him or something. And he was just doing it to be a dick. So I was like, all right, well, I'll take this penalty. And I got a couple of sticks to burn and worth it. It snapped right over his shin pad. I don't know if it hurt him or not. I hope it did.
It's shin
But-
pads.
I don't think
Yeah.
it did. So
And you think that I have issues?
this was before
He's been working on
Comgreg.
himself.
This is before Comgreg.
I like Comgreg.
I like
But
Comgreg too.
Comgreg's the only Greg I know.
I only know Comgreg too, but I assume that there was Wild Greg at one point.
Sure.
For him to be so sedated like he is now.
Sedated. Fever tranquilizer.
God damn it, Bernice.
They say beaver in sign language.
Something like
That's
that.
how you say beaver in sign language.
Yeah, we've been brushing up on our sign language.
Yeah, we have a lot of time on the road trip. We also, what do we go through? Costco, Walmart. We stopped at like almost every place we could think of.
Few spots.
Yeah, just to navigate around.
Some random
Sure.
stop in Philly.
What are some other sign language that you know?
Oh,
Luke knows one.
what? That one? Yeah, I know that one.
Good one.
Well, there's this one.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
That's always a good one to do behind people.
someone told me. I can't remember what it is now. Now I'm on the spot. Now I'm not gonna remember.
I think actually, was it this guy?
What was that?
It's
What is this?
I love you.
This means something. I think.
Nice.
But I don't
Something
know.
like this.
This is I love you.
Something like that.
Well, it's interesting because this is not the hand signal you were giving me last weekend.
Is it this? It's
Rock on?
this,
This one, rock on. Yeah.
or it's something like that.
Oh, this one's peace. I know this is peace.
Yeah, we should probably brush up a little bit.
Well, we'll brush up on
Yeah,
our
we can
silence.
brush up a
When you
little
get us back, we'll brush
Yeah,
up on our
check that.
silence. We'll do the next one all on sign language.
bit. Yeah, guaranteed.
Good for the podcast.
There's gonna be nothing going, but just you gotta watch the video version to
Yeah.
find that out.
Yeah, all right, that's true.
Well, it's yeah, they'll figure it out.
We'll edit in the subtitles for Jack.
Or put it in braille.
Yeah.
No, I did know some braille. My grandfather was blind, so like, he used to teach me. He used to get newspapers printed for him. Like we'd have to buy like separate, but they'd have it for him in braille.
We have Braille on Canadian money.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Why?
pretty sure.
That's loony.
I'm pretty sure America hates blind people.
No.
I
Have
can
you
see
seen?
that.
Have you seen your money?
I can
It's
see
all
that.
the same size. There's no indicator of
That's right.
what one bill is
He's
to the
right.
next.
My grandfather used to go to the bank. I'd bring him to the bank and he was blind,
Yeah.
and he'd literally like pull out his. It was basically like all of his like credit cards, receipts, or
Everything.
any money, and it was actually elastic banded together. And he'd be like, "Hold on, let me get my iPod." Like back in the day, like that's what he used to say. He used to call it his iPod. But anyway, he'd pull out his money. And he goes, "What is this?" So like, yeah, they have no idea. Right?
No idea. It's
have
ridiculous.
no clue.
Yeah, when Americans make fun of Canadians and probably the rest of the world because other money looks like monopoly money to them.
Yeah, but I like it.
But your money's
To you
plastic.
guys. Yeah, but it's functional.
But you have a $2 coin.
What have you ever put a
How do you throw
$20
that?
bill in the
How
wash
do you
by
throw
accident?
that?
Yeah.
It's useless.
Why are you throwing a $2 anything?
Don't
What
worry about
scenario?
Yeah,
No.
in Alberta at the strip clubs.
Oh,
it.
Seriously,
throw coins.
you can throw coins.
Do they wear goggles?
Loonies and toonies. No, they play these games though, where they're like,
You throw coins.
We'll have to go to
You throw
Alberta.
coins.
Yeah, you'll have to.
We'll
Yeah,
have to
we'll
go
have
to
to.
Alberta. Yeah.
For science,
It's
for
wild.
science, for
For
science.
science.
Yeah, amazingly enough, it's the only place in the world that's allowed.
Do people rip them?
You
You'll
can
probably get
kicked
ejected.
out pretty quick. There's it's some I don't get it. It's
Greg's over there like Nolan Ryan with just a
Wild.
bucket of quarters.
It's wild. No quarters. If you throw a quarter, you're
Send
out.
it out.
Oh. So there's a lot of rules.
Well, obviously, there's got to be rules.
Yeah, that's
you can't be. You don't throw a 25-cent coin in America.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Why would you?
But we're not even allowed to throw coins.
Well, yeah. That's-
Dollars
This is
is
true.
just
This
hard.
is true too. If you're throwing coins at people, that's
You have other
what's-
issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what-
there's
what are
something
the-
going on.
Anyways,
You
anyways, it's if you look
Mental
if you look it up,
health
there's a whole history behind it.
Coin throwing?
Has something to do with the church. I'm serious. Yeah, I don't. Anyways, we won't
No,
go
no.
down.
Now that you're saying this, actually, what could possibly be going on with this?
Yeah, we won't.
And
we
like,
won't go down
this
that
is
road.
going to be an interesting
It's like a prohibition
read for me. That's for
it's-
sure.
Yeah, this will require a Google search later. For
I'm
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
So we also
Yeah.
have
But
Alberta.
What do you mean? Like you just don't have that species
We
in
have
that
a
area?
rat patrol. Citizens are actively.
Hunting down rats.
We have a rat
no
patrol
rats.
in
If
like
you look
Long
up- if you
Island,
look up-
Boston. It's
Yeah, I
usually,
mean, we have the same
it's-
thing.
It's people making sure no threat.
Yeah,
Not like. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. It's
Yeah, we
different.
have, yeah, there's, and even here we had the Rat Pack, which was just guys that sung for mobsters. Yeah,
Right,
so
yeah.
yeah.
No, it's different. It's a little
Interesting.
different. But yeah, if
That's
you look up a
crazy.
rat population map,
We have
it'll be like all
interesting.
red, and then Alberta, nothing.
US has a
crazy.
mosquito patrol.
Interesting.
You know,
Yeah, they buzz around.
West Niles.
I liked it.
Thank
thought
you.
it was
I
good.
thought it was good. Yeah, you missed
It was
it.
good. I'm just mad that I.
they're buzzing around.
Yeah, they're really buzzing around. Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
but
have
talk-
more Canadian geese than you have Canadian geese.
We have more bald eagles.
He's right.
That's true. Yeah.
He's 100% right.
In just BC.
Wow.
And yeah,
Yeah.
probably comparison to our entire
Yeah,
country.
we got a lot.
It's not joking.
Anyways,
We got 10,000 geese. So
we'll stop comparing our stereotypes.
Yeah, move it out of hand.
I got a question since we're talking about money. Like, if you won the lottery, like what would be the first thing you'd buy?
Equipment. Probably 3 sets of equipment.
It's honestly-
Oh, we can only buy hockey gear, or
That's
like
always been
Can you
legit.
buy anything you
No,
want?
I would just customize 3 sets of equipment right out the gate because that would be coming in eventually.
Okay,
and I'd
which
be enjoying
also-
a bunch of other different shit.
which-
How long is left in our season?
Which lottery?
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Which lottery?
Halfway.
on our season, I'm getting the boys a sleeper. We're getting a sick.
Oh,
bus.
100%.
We're getting a
100% I'm
sick
getting a
bus.
bus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all the responsible things that pay off my mom's house, like her mortgage, and like give back to them.
We'll,
'Cause,
we'll
like,
see. We'll see how nice they are. to me.
well, they
But
were nice to me growing up, so like
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
take care of them.
joking.
But then I'm buying the boys a sick bus, but I'm putting a picture right of my face right on the side.
Throw it on black.
Yeah,
That's very Elmira of you. Anyway,
just the three of us from
the
one side of
Elmira's
the bus.
logo
Yeah.
was the owner's face.
Yeah, I know,
okay.
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Robbie Nichols. Good guy. Good guy.
It's pretty funny.
He can fly off the handle from time to time, but good guy.
It's great. Yeah, I think gear's always been on that list, but I would say probably those student loans, those pesky student loans.
They'll go away eventually. Just ignore.
I don't know. I think I will go away eventually. So
Before
yeah,
they do.
yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
But again,
You're gonna think 70% of the population is still in like student loan debt.
yeah, it's absurd.
It's literally something
Absurd.
stupid like that.
I didn't even
That may not be an
I
accurate
didn't
number,
even
so if
finish
anyone's
school.
listening to this
Fourth
and
part.
knows the correct number, just don't fry me on that.
I'm gonna find the correct number.
Yeah,
The day this
I know.
podcast comes out, I'm linking the article in the comments below. Okay, at Greg Hussey 29. I know your Instagram doesn't work anymore, but here is
No,
the
I
correct.
Quit throwing out
It works.
absurd,
That's not it, that's
ridiculous
my old
numbers.
Oh yeah. I know your Instagram's been spamming me for the last 4 months, but here's the correct article.
So when I first came out here, like my Instagram got hacked. Oh. Apparently he was telling people I just bought like 2 houses down in like I don't even know, like down in Florida or something like that. And I'm like, people are like, great job on the house buying. I'm like, not me. And he's like, oh, so you're not helping me with like my crypto / like, you know, my property management right now.
Invested thousands of dollars
No,
in it.
that's not me. I've been trying to get Instagram. You would think it'd be easier to get Instagram, like, hey, that's mine, but I have no control. That's kind of a problem. And like, you can't like call them, send them a direct message. Like literally this went on for like 2 months.
Yeah, it was hilarious for the rest of us.
I felt terrible. Like there was just everyone that knew me was just getting harassed by me, and I wasn't even enjoying it. That was the worst part.
Stuff.
You know, we don't enjoy the harassment either. Well, I kind of do, but
I didn't know Greg at this point.
Hey,
Well-
maybe Luke was the hacker.
But we
Oh,
did
yeah, I know.
we did follow each other. before
Yeah,
we were
that's
actually on
wild.
the team.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. It's goalie stuff.
Yeah, that was cool stuff.
Yeah.
He asked me like on a road trip, he's like, wait, did you kind of followed me on Instagram before I was even on this team? It's like, how did that happen? I go, honestly, I follow goalies and I like goalie stuff, and everyone has a little different, style, or they're working on something that I haven't worked on yet, and you pick up on it. And I think I saw like, I don't know, a video of you or something like that.
Jokes on you. I don't really have new stuff.
Well, when it was there, I was obsessed with it. So, all right, yeah, no, that's what it was.
We
The
get
helmet.
We gotta do it.
Yeah, we're gonna paint the setup. So he painted his own mask. I don't know if you've seen
I
it.
did see that. I was gonna ask, like, you mask paint, right?
Yeah, I started in university. I literally just hand painted one. I was obsessed with Big Mouth at the time, so I had I went to Brock, and we were the Badgers. So I had Maury riding a Badger on one side, Coach Steve on the
I
other.
was gonna say something about that,
Why
but
am I sweating?
you're sweating through your armpits, man. It's like coming down like halfway. Like, I don't know if you want to get a close up of that on camera, but you are leaking.
And yeah, anyways, so then I did that, and then I did another one, and all of a sudden people wanted to pay me to paint helmets, so I got better at it. It's a good little side gig.
So
It's fun.
you're gonna know how to paint helmets. Hopefully you can learn how to like create a mask, because I'm gonna learn how to like
Is that what
make
you wanna do
cages,
that?
because
No, the guy that makes my homes is really. I don't think he's ever gone out of business.
But when he
because
dies,
I've had so much trouble trying to find a cage.
Yeah,
this
I guess.
season.
It's long. I'm
It's
telling
So
you,
long term. Yeah, this is
I'm
like
gonna learn how to
yeah.
weld cages. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's kind of dark. But
Yeah, that was
that would be
normal,
very
yeah.
cool. Very cool.
The three of us could make masks. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Helmet.
Yeah.
The helmet people.
Greg, why are you sweating so much? Are you nervous?
Dude, I don't know why I'm sweating. This is how I am when I come off the ice too.
It's
It'd
the candle.
be warm ups, and I come off the ice and I'm changing. I go like I'm taking off, sweatbands that I'm like wringing out. It's just like
Isn't
a
that
faucet.
disgusting?
Oh, it's
That's
awful.
the worst thing
I don't
ever.
remember ever sweating this. Like
I
okay,
sweat like a pig.
in college, I sweat a lot during games. But like I don't remember like getting off for warm-ups at school and being like drenched here. I'm like bringing stuff out, like taking my
Really?
chest protection off. I got leaking.
I feel like I've sweated the least being here compared to the last few years. I was in Germany. I was seeing like 60 shots a game. It's been a nice. Yeah. It wasn't. We lost a lot. And then
How do you dealing with 60 shots a night?
it's a good question. You just kind of do your best. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. You try not to think about it. And then once you cry yourself to sleep, you wake up the next day and just try and,
You're blessed to put the pads on again and try it
yeah,
out again.
it's great. Yeah, you focus on the positives.
It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. man. No, that's a thankless job.
It's a thankless job.
I think we do a good job. We do a good job supporting each other
100%.
in practice. We it's like three goalie coaches buzzing around.
Yeah.
Between the chirping and the yelling at each other over nonsense, there's a lot of like good constructive work that goes on. Like, oh, you do this, and your glove's behind you, or what if you came over on this play and stood on your feet, or looked around a guy differently. So like, we all like help each other improve, which is really nice. But in between that, we're pretty much going at each other for one reason or another.
I'm decently quiet on the ice. I feel like.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm-
Yeah.
I'm
You-
usually-
you're quiet most of the time, but then you comment and it's hilarious because you just build it all up and then you say something. Yeah, you say something that's way too truthful.
Like what?
Like today when I missed that one puck, you're like, man, you suck. You gotta save.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. There's not a chance I said something along those lines.
I can see
No.
it.
You really?
As a chirp,
Yeah.
it's
No, but the
ruthless.
thing
It's
is,
a-
yeah,
it's
you
a-
say it like that, but then you like help fix it so it's not as bad. It
It's tough.
takes yeah.
What's like the worst chirp that you've ever gotten?
Oh,
Well, this year when I
Oh.
first got here, do you want to go first?
No, I'm thinking. You can go ahead.
Okay. When I first got here, the first game was in Danbury, and they're ruthless.
Ruthless.
And it's like the arena, you're they're directly over top of you, like they're above the glass, so you hear everything. And it was interesting. You know, it was a mix of initially they thought I was one of the previous goalies that was here because I was wearing the same number. They're like, remember Carolina got lit up, and I'm just, this is my first game in this league, man. Like, I don't know what you're telling. You got to get your facts right. Pretty soon somebody told him because he was screaming this, and then because it's in New York, and my cousin Jeff who played there, he's got a couple of cups. They're like, they picked up on that fact, and then they were
Google, yeah.
yeah, they were screaming. They're like, we like Jeff, but we hate you. You should maybe take some lessons from Jeff. And they were, yeah, it was that was good. And then, you know, just the standard, you're my bitch.
Yeah, they have some good ones.
I'm gonna make you my bitch. It's definitely there.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
make you
yeah.
love that.
Which is
Interesting,
concerning
yeah.
because obviously that individual just got out of the state penitentiary.
Some of that, yeah.
So
And then Port Huron was good. There's this one guy was behind, and he would hold up like he would write something out on his phone, and he'd hold it up.
Oh,
And they
Columbus
would be
has it too in the
little
corner.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they would pull up like one of my Instagram pictures, and then they'd like chirp me about it, and it was pretty funny.
I like the lady,
That was
not that it
great.
was directed at me, but the lady in Columbus with the whiteboard in the corner.
Yeah.
And it like changes every period, and it's right next to where you like walk off the ice.
So you
So
you're
you're
forced to
walking
see
off
it.
and it's like 44 has a big neck, and you're like, and then the next period you walk off, it's like 17 is soft. And you're like, oh, so it just cycles through the
Yeah,
game.
it's good. I like the clever ones. Yeah.
Clever ones are fun.
I remember the worst chirp I ever got was in Butte, Montana. I mean, I've got a bad hairline, and it's been going back since I was like 18. And I think I took my helmet off, and it's like a similar setup to Danbury, where the fans, like their like beer garden or whatever was like above the visiting goalie. The guy's like, "Hey, you're 20 years old and you're fucking balding." I was like,
That's rough.
and I saw him in the bathroom after the game. I'm like walking out, like going like wash my hands or something, and I'm like, "Did you chirp me?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, it wasn't my." You're fucking bald. Yeah, he was just like
When did he come-
shiny head, and I was just like, "You fucking chirp me, and you're fucking bald." He goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "But like, I'm 40, you're 20," and I felt
I was
just
gonna say,
ruined
he's-
my
he's
confidence.
He's got to come back with like
Yeah.
the age thing.
Well, yeah, I'm like one convertible ride away from just shaving it.
It's fair. It's tough.
I think mine would have to be probably younger when I started realizing that, like, you know, used to yell at the refs a lot. Used to like really give it to refs. This is one ref I gave it to, and then I think his partner heard it and realized that he actually was a pigeon, like I was telling him. And but he kind of like jumped in for him. Was like, "Hey, bud, you're losing 6-2. Why don't you mix in a fucking save and shut up?" Yeah, all right, yeah, that was a pretty good one.
I've gotten it from a couple refs
Yeah.
then like this year, like or in college, where you like make a save. They're like, "Oh fuck, you just made one."
Yeah,
But I'm like,
rough.
but I know I've given it to them enough on like plays or throwing the net off and said something like just clever, absurd right back.
Absurd, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me absurd to a ref? No, never, man.
I was like
Such
trying to
a
be
polite-
nice to the refs because I feel like later in the game, maybe something happens
Yeah.
where they'll be like, "I like poo-poo."
This is true. I usually
I'm
it's
pretty
definitely
friendly.
since becoming a referee.
Yeah.
Different, great calmness.
Yeah, I can see that.
Calmness.
I'm
You
calm
gotta-
until I'm
You
not.
gotta experience
Calmness is
it.
key. And I'll actually go up and ask them about this, and this, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he knows what he's talking about."
The goalies, yeah.
Yeah, all right,
Yes.
all right.
I know. That's.
And I'm just
I
asking
don't do
questions
that.
casually. I'm always talking to them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I try to
I'm
keep that good rapport. You're right. It definitely helps you out. You know, when you kick a peg off or something.
I'm good
because
until I'm not.
this league doesn't have real pegs.
Oh, it's brutal. That's the one nice thing with foam core sticks too. You can tap those pegs down. I'm always doing it.
You
in the
are
rink.
always tapping down your
It's
corner.
Well, you know what? It doesn't
brutal.
help
I might
that
as well bring out like a little hand.
we got literally the worst pegs ever for games. Those black ones are bad.
Oh, I've
Are
seen
they
some
bad,
tough
bad?
ones.
Well, you've seen tough ones overseas. Yeah, definitely. But
Oh
like,
no!
here-
When I was playing U Sports, man, at Brock University, this team went to nationals this year.
Yeah.
They went to nationals when I was there. Like they're a legitimate team
Yeah.
now. They were a joke when I got there. But worst pegs I've ever seen. And our starter was 6'5", like 240. So he would just touch the net. It would be in the corner. It was brutal. Like I don't. Yeah. So our pegs, honestly, they're not bad.
you know, I haven't kicked the net. I will say though, the games I've played here, I haven't kicked the net off as much as other goalies.
Yeah.
But like, it happens every
I
once in a
think
while.
other goalies are also seeing a little more action than us,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
There's
We got
other
a good
goalies
team.
that we definitely call out for doing it, but
Yeah.
not on this team.
No.
In the league.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was
Yeah.
gonna do the cough thing and say, but I
No,
won't.
I'm
No,
not even
no,
gonna do it.
no.
I'm not even gonna do it because if I start there, I'm not gonna end. And then there's like equipment stuff.
I know exactly. You know
involved
what
with
the worst is? I know exactly what you're
He
talking
knows
about.
exactly
And
what I'm talking
well, no,
about.
he's been on the pod. He's been on the
Blah,
pod.
blah, 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 blah. We're done with it. We're done with it. We're not
I
dealing
feel
with it.
like most
We're not dealing with
guys-
it. We're going to the playoffs. I'm not stirring shit up. We're going.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
fair.
we're just gonna let it be. So you know,
Yeah, and
you're a professional athlete. Control yourself and go into the play correctly. That's all I-
calmness.
Calmness. That's right. That's right. I don't think of time.
Yeah, you might want to get like a wet wipe and
Yeah,
just
no, I
put some deodorant.
It's the shirt.
It's the shirt. It's definitely not the shirt. You have back sweat going too. It's not the shirt.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Shirtless is gonna be the highlight.
Oh God.
the rest of the podcast.
All right.
All right.
What since we did like what like chirps that we've received, like what's the best chirp you've given out?
Oh, I don't think mine are good for anywhere to be recorded. I'm pretty ruthless.
You always chirp guys for being short, don't you?
Yeah, no,
I never hear
I
them.
chirped one guy for being short and okay, well what all right, the whole story, what happened was I ended up in the penalty box in Carolina after the altercation that I was in, which was a bucket list item for me because I've never been. They were like, go to the penalty box. I was like, this is so cool. Like
Yeah. Doesn't happen.
standing in the penalty box with my friends doesn't happen. So of course I've never prepared for this. Like my whole life, I've never been like, okay, what would I say in this situation? And I was getting chirped and I said something about somebody's height. And I remember one of the guys on our team looked over at me and he's like, man, you are really gonna have to get better at this. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine you'd be pretty ruthless.
I pretty much will say anything to anybody. But I'm not the best chirp. Like there's guys that I've played with that are way better. And I remember their chirps, like playing junior hockey. I played with one kid and this kid came out with like a rap song on SoundCloud and he memorized the entire song on our bus ride to Springfield. And the whole game, he followed around singing it back to him. And it was like every face off, like, and he would like remember where he stopped and picked it up on the next shift. And it was hilarious.
That's amazing. That's unreal.
Yeah.
I've never heard of something like that. That's the preparation that is involved in that
Yeah.
chirp and like the long game of that chirp.
But he was ruthless. He would like, if he knew somebody that knew you, he would like DM them and be like, hey, do you have any dirt? And he would find everything out.
That's wild.
Like if you made like one mistake or yeah, he would be like, oh, I heard this or like, oh, I heard that. And they were all like, it's like Kinger, but like with just hours of preparation.
Yeah, with preparation.
And it
I
wasn't
can
just
see
like
that.
targeted at one guy. It was like every guy on every team that we
Wow.
played.
That's impressive.
That seems like way too much work.
How was
It's just gotta be like just flow.
Yeah,
was he just
he's
good?
like a borderline D1, D3 player.
Okay, because I was gonna say that the amount of effort that you would have to put into that might start taking away from your ability to practice.
I think his brother plays in the show now.
Okay, so
Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah.
that's unreal. Good for him.
I'll say anything to anybody, especially if I know like something will get them going. Like if it's early in a game and I'm backing up, but like I don't really chirp when I'm playing just because mostly I don't want to get my head taken off. But there's just way more stuff to focus on than just running your mouth. So like I don't usually say much when I'm playing, but when I'm on the bench, I will pretty much say anything to anybody. And if I can tell that something hits like close to home, I'm gonna run with it, and I'm gonna just say it all weekend, and I'm gonna keep it in your ear, and I'm gonna buzz by the red line during the second period, and I might say something or yeah. So
Sense. I'm not much of a chirper at all. I
you're
really
too
don't say
nice. That's
anything.
why. You're Canadian. You're too nice.
Maybe. No, I don't know. It's my priorities are elsewhere.
Yeah.
I think the one that sticks with me. I think it was a traumatizing experience for me because it was such a bad chirp. When I was in a rookie in Regina, we were playing against the Moose Jaw Warriors, and Howden was on that team, and he had just come back from the World Juniors, and they did this story on him about how when he was a little kid, he was riding his bike and he like fell off his bike and he like broke both of his femurs, and they had this shot of him in a cast but his legs were like this and it was like a full body cast. This was like a story on the World Juniors in Canada of how gross hockey player. I don't know. I'm not sure where he is now, but anyways. And so I'm on the bench, and he like fell or something, and I chirped him about riding his bike. Why don't you learn how to ride a bike? And I had to work up a lot of courage to say this. So that was a tough one.
Imagine your hips after that being
Man,
isolated.
But there are some guys on our team that can really,
yeah,
they can
I
chirp
I
and-
feel it now.
way better than I can. They're just so smooth.
You got a best chirp you've ever given out? It's tough to recall.
Yeah.
Again, like
I
said,
say a
the
lot of
reason-
shit.
The reason that was
I say a lot
I
of
still
shit.
remember that it was a traumatizing
Yeah,
experience
for him.
For me,
Oh,
not even for he probably didn't even hear it.
Oh.
I was just sweating, like holding onto the boards. Yeah.
oh, I make sure that they could hear it.
Oh no,
I make sure they could hear it.
that was the
I know it's good when you
Never-
get to
never been that
somebody,
guy.
and you get to somebody, and
Yeah.
you just just eat them up.
There's a couple guys in if I do chirp from the bench, I'm usually chirping like your general hockey skill. Like, what are you there for?
yeah. That's
I'm
fine.
gonna chirp you on the fact that, like, hey, number 19, you've had fucking 4 opportunities and you missed the net each time with no one on you. You are a complete liability. You've turned the puck over 6 times. Get the fuck off the ice.
Are you talking about the face?
Why is he number 19?
Yeah.
No, I just picked the number.
Is it subconscious?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I guess like that's probably like the
Yeah.
lining of.
That's
I
fair.
try
That's
not
fair.
to. I try to stay
That's
out
fair.
of like personal affairs.
Yeah.
If I want to throw a dagger, I'm gonna be like, oh wow, look at this! You finally get a shift in the third period with 3 minutes left. You piece of shit. But that's about it.
Yeah, I'll say anything.
Yeah.
I have no shame.
That's fair.
No shame.
Zero shame. I will say anything to anybody.
Okay. All right.
It's a gift being a good chirper.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have it.
I just like to yell shit. So
I like to
I'm
pick,
not
I
good.
usually like to pick somebody, if there's like a target on the other team and I know that it'll get to them, I'll pick them out and I'll ride them for 60 minutes, just right to the end.
I'll scream at guys when the puck is coming up to them on the point and they're having to like stop it and they get their head down or whatever. I'll scream at them.
I like to fiddle with it. They're
Usually panic.
Yeah,
is
if
the
they have
word
their
to go
fight
with.
strap and they tuck their jersey,
Yeah.
I'll try to fiddle with their fight strap really quick
Yeah.
because I know that's got them off.
It's got it.
Like, just, like, over the bench,
little
just, like,
things.
yeah.
So you're actively touching people on the ice from the bench.
Do that too.
No, I've
See,
never done that.
I don't know. Because if someone turns around and I get a butt end in the teeth,
They're getting thrown and I'm going to say I didn't do anything.
yeah,
I'm going to say why.
It's-
I'm
I do-
going with them.
I do it in a play. in a
Going
playful
with-
way.
Oh, I'm going over, but yeah.
I do it in a playful way.
Yeah.
I'm I'm just trying to distract them in a friendly way.
You know, I feel will say though, the way our rink is set up, if you're backing up, like in this when they're playing, you can really get that one.
Oh, you're right
defense.
there.
You're right there, and you can
Right
just
there.
give it to them.
Give them an earful.
We should do that. When he gets too close, just like open the door a little bit, pull his jersey in, and then shut it in the door.
Oh,
I like to get them for like.
Can't
oh,
skate
yeah.
away. Like,
that would be smart.
We can work on
I'm
that.
thinking
tomorrow.
on my feet.
Yeah, we'll work
I
on
like
that.
that.
We'll work on that
So
tomorrow.
see if it's even possible.
Yeah, we'll see if it's possible. We use. I know who we can.
Nobody gets that close.
No, you
goals,
need-
that's the
you
thing.
need to
The
do it
ref,
in
maybe.
those,
You can do it to the ref.
Yeah, no, he deserves
They're
it.
leaning against the board.
Oh man, I was letting the poor ref have it the last time too, and not in a bad way. He was just old, and like you would think
He
in
wasn't
this-
even the oldest ref on the ice.
wasn't the oldest ref in the ice, but still, like you think those guys that are obviously like showing their age with reffing for a league that is known for what our league or some of the minor leagues are
That's
known
fair.
for.
I might pick a different job.
Well, you also would think the league would evaluate them
That's fair.
and say, he gets injured, I have to pay for that shit. So that's a liability.
Makes sense.
Why would you have him out there? I'm just, spitballing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Luke, I saw a video on YouTube. Did you try to fight someone from your backup role? Because
Yes,
I looked
yes,
it up
I
on
did.
Minor Pro Hero, and like you were like dead center on it.
Well, so I don't know what happened. We were winning the game, and after one of the goals in the second period, we were celebrating, and they were putting guys back on. Like, it was questionable what they were doing, so a couple of us kind of just stepped on the ice and were like looking over, which is not allowed. I didn't know that, but I put air quotes around that. But yeah, so I was there, and then I got back on the bench, and their backup decided that it would be a good idea to run his mouth at the end of the second period. And I was less than polite back. And I pretty much just went right for the jugular. Like I was not having it. Like I was grumpy. And I was just like, he's a little bit over. He's a bigger guy. And I was like, if you can't afford it. Yeah. I was like, if you can't afford a gym membership, buddy, like, don't worry. Like, I'll pay for it. Like, why don't you hit the treadmill? Like, lay off the donuts in between periods. Like, you go bathe in a bad degree.
Ruthless.
Like, yeah. So at the end of the game,
In a vat of grief.
yeah. So like,
Because that's what overweight people do.
yeah. And
Apparently.
I might have chirped. I knew where he had played before that. So I knew guys on the team. So I might have chirped that. Because one of his goalie partners at school is one of my like close friends. He's a goalie. Yeah, well, I just attacked everything.
Okay.
And then at the end of the game, he like stepped up and tried to fight me, and I was just like, okay, like, do you really want this? Like, and I was saying stuff to
Want
him.
the smoke?
Yeah, I was like, you want the smoke? I was like, do you not check in on like who I am? I was like, nobody knows who you are. Like, I knew a couple guys on that team, and I was like, just tell him like call the dentist right now. Like, he's gonna need it. Like his jaw wire, his jaw shut. Like, I'll even fight him lefty. Like, I was just giving it to him. And then the ref came over and calmed me down a little bit. Was like, nobody even knows who that kid is. Like, why don't you just like get off the ice and like not let it go somewhere it wouldn't? Because like I'm gonna have to suspend you. And yeah, calmer heads prevailed. But I'm just not a guy. Like they were obviously, yeah, and like he went and hid behind the ref. Like he didn't want to like square up and go. And like I'm obviously going to do whatever I can to protect my teammates. And I think that like at the end of the game, if you're going to do stuff like that, it's like it's gutless. And I'm going to stand up. If you're going to run your mouth, I'm going to run it, but I'm going to do it way better than you.
Yeah.
Because I learned when I was younger. I took a bunch of boxing lessons, and the guy I fought, he's like, well, it hurts to get punched in the face. He's like, but it like also hurts to punch somebody in the face. So he's like, yeah, it might hurt you, but just hurt them more. So like, I don't know. I have a couple screws loose, I think. So like, I just want to protect my teammates any way I can. And if you're going to step up, I'm going to be the guy that's going to be
the other backup.
Yeah.
That's the way to do that.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he didn't want it.
Fred.
No. I don't know why he came over after the game was over. We won. Like we could have just gone home. Like, we were done.
Yeah.
And he just had to start it up again. Like in between periods, I can understand. Like it's a game. He's trying to do the same thing I'm doing.
He was trying to get a couple kills later on that night, so we needed a story to go to the bar with.
What? Couple. I'm not getting started. I'm not going to say anything. Don't get me going now, Greg. No, but I don't know. I'll push the limit if I have to. So yeah, I probably shouldn't do that.
It's fun. It's
yeah.
fun. I miss that playing in Europe.
Yeah.
There's none of that in Europe. No. So it's been
No hostility.
yeah, it's just
I wouldn't lost.
What was the European game like?
It's a lot like obviously the ice is bigger, so there's just more space, so it's less intense.
Yeah.
That kind of like hostile energy is just not really there. But it's a lot more patient. It's like a possession game, you know. So guys hold on to the pucks for a long time, which as a goalie, it can be exhausting when you know you got a power play and you're just shuffling around trying to keep up with a guy that's skating around in the zone. But yeah, no, I definitely missed that part for sure. The fights, not that I'm a fighting goalie like Luke. But
I'm not a fighting goalie, but I don't like.
you wouldn't shy away.
I'm not gonna shy away.
I would say your spirit animal is a Japanese fighting fish.
No, Ron Hextall.
That's your spirit animal.
Yeah.
That's your See,
I don't want to play like him, but
Fighting
that's my
goalies.
spirit animal.
Fighting
Or like Billy Smith.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to just like get in a fight and be like, no, I got this. It's my favorite clip of Billy Smith. No,
All right.
but no.
You almost got into a fight against the.
Yeah, I almost got in a
Delaware
fight against
goalie.
in Delaware too.
he tried.
Who was it?
He wanted to fight me the night before, and then Luke plays, and and then he wouldn't fight Luke.
There was a miscue on the.
There
ice.
was no miscue. I skated to red line and he looked at his bench and then poo-pooed in his pants. He didn't want it.
I don't know if he poo-pooed in his pants.
I was there. I was
Maybe
waiting.
coach was like, "Hey, no."
Okay. You know how many things that coaches have been like, "Hey, don't do that," and I'm like,
Right.
we'll
No,
see.
I'm just saying. You know, Babin and you may be two totally different goalies.
I don't know if he had. I mean, he did
That's
he said that if he didn't see it, so the next day, like we were in warm-ups, we were talking. He's like, well,
Well,
I didn't see it, so if you wanted it, we could have gone. But
I know he
I
used to
don't know.
fight a lot, so I don't think he's scared.
he's
I
not
don't
scared
think
to
he
turn.
would've
No,
backed down.
he's not
No.
scared to turn one down.
I don't think so.
Babin fought Liskowitz in Binghamton.
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
He's
afraid
a
to
he's a pretty,
Yeah, that's wild.
but he's also a respectful guy
Yeah.
too. So
Shepard tried to fight you.
Oh yeah.
no, he tried to fight me.
No, he tried to fight him too.
Oh, he did?
You didn't hear
been a
this
lot of
story?
guys
Oh,
that have
you
tried
didn't
to
try to
fight.
hear the story?
No.
Shep tried to fight you.
From in front of the net.
Yeah.
And he's like calling Books down. I don't know what the period ends or whatever.
Wait, was the scrum in front of
Their net.
Boots? Oh, there.
Yeah. She's like trying to get Books to go down. And then coach runs in the locker room after. And he's like, you're fucking going tomorrow. He's like, you stand on the red line and you wait. And he's like, you just skate down there and you beat the fucking brakes off him. In the middle of the game, like in between periods. And
He said that to you?
yeah.
That was
You
pretty.
didn't share
That
that
was,
with me.
No, he literally came to the locker room. He goes, you're going tomorrow. He goes, you're starting. He goes, skate down the ice and beat the fucking wheels off of him. And I was just like, okay, coach, whatever you need.
That's amazing.
Did you do that the next game?
No, I didn't. He didn't end up playing, so I didn't end up starting.
That's fine.
But I guarantee that's how that game would have gone. If he started, Clark would be like, let's go. Let's see it. All right.
Yeah, no, I've had a few guys in the league trying to fight me so far.
really?
I don't know why. Do they not like me? I don't
No,
get
it's your height. They're confident in it.
it. Yeah, that's.
It's
That makes
also
sense.
the nicest guys.
Books,
like,
Books, how many guys have
They're
tried
like,
to
oh,
fight
he
you?
kind of looks smaller. I can fight him.
Sorry, what was that?
How many guys have tried to fight you so far this season?
There's been 3, which is the small. It's almost half of the league.
Yeah.
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 It's not a
It
big
is.
league.
Sure.
I
And
don't
the,
get it.
and the thing is too is like the
I would fight
guys.
me.
Yeah. And
I
the,
would fight me.
Yeah, I would
I'd probably.
I would
look at me and be like, yeah, I could probably take him.
yeah, and like
I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
But it's the guys that try to fight are the nicest. Like they're all the nicest guys off the ice.
Yeah,
They are very nice.
It's the
Yeah,
the
it's
crazy
true.
ones never want to fight, but when you do fight, that's where you got to be scared.
Right.
Yeah. Like with foods.
Yeah.
Be better off the life.
He is a teddy.
Yeah.
My roommate.
He is
Yeah.
a teddy.
But I would
Nicest-
not. No,
nicest
no,
guy.
Not a chance. I literally have my gloves glued to my hands.
No chance.
Greg, didn't you try to fight someone in Macon in the shootout?
In the shootout.
So no.
Oh no, you gave him a little hack.
In the shootout. So this started. We're tied up, and in the third period, and I'm John with like I think it was Best, and then the other kid, the other kid is what's his name? Moore. And I don't know if we spoke about this, but I'm not a big fan of people that play for teams and think they're above the team and then take like, weekend trips away and they're not on the road and they're staying home and that and the other thing. So I already kind of know like one of the like that kid Moore does that, and I'm not a fan of that. So he already rubs me the wrong way. So we kind of just been going back and forth, and I don't know. I think I like tapped one of the other guys on like the pads because I was like, whatever, nice shot or something like that. Like, and like just in passing, like that's how it is. Sometimes I'll have forward like, hey, Huss, nice save. Like, how you, or I'm sure the guys say it to you guys too. And
All the
a
time.
little pad tap or
Not a nice save.
hit him in the shin. You get it all the time. So yeah, I think that's what it was. I think I was jarring with people, but at the same time, like if they're gonna like compliment, like you know what I mean, I'm not like an asshole. Like you're playing the vibe of the game.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
So third period, we're tied up. It's a battle. It was the Rocky versus Ramo night. No one was backing down. So yeah. I think we had a couple choice words to say to each other, and then I just kind of held on to that, and then we went into OT. No goals were scored. And OT.
I hear that's how you get to a shootout.
And then that's how we get to a shootout. So some of the listeners weren't, we're curious. That's how. And so we're in the shootout, and naturally they put the kid Moore out there, and he's a good player. He's a good player. And he came down and made a move. I made the save on him, and I didn't forget the words that we had before. So I, as he ended up like in the boards behind the net. So afterwards, like I picked myself up and like turned around as he's skating out, like I tapped him in the pads and said, see you in the AHL next year, bud, right? and he wasn't fucking happy about that. So he looped back around, came back, and like we just, you know, kind of had a couple shots to each other in the face, and the refs are obviously right there, so like not much could have happened, but yeah, I think that was the only altercation that happened in a shootout this year.
That's a good.
Didn't you also now?
You should have used that.
Well,
during
he also
discussion.
he's like I said, he's a good player, and like he wants to stick around. I think the consensus from what I gather in the locker rooms and in the hallways of that team is that he just wants to stay around and play home games, and that's it. But technically, his skill level is that of the AHL. So I
Yeah,
figured that
fair
was the
enough.
chirp that I was going to go with.
Yep.
Because
That's a good shirt.
he didn't want to apply himself, and he wanted to stay back in the spill.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I'm going to chirp you on it. That's fine. And he just wasn't happy about it. Obviously, he showed his frustration, and he was going to get suspended, and then didn't. Then I was going to get suspended, and then I didn't. So it's a wash.
Yep.
Yeah. The game polices itself.
Does.
So yeah, that was that. But
Yeah, but he's the calmest one in the grime. He's just so calm. He never says anything. I mean,
yeah, but that's within like a competitive like
environment. Yeah.
edge.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
where I see most of my stuff.
Nah.
Has anyone tried to fight you in the Fed, or anything like
I think I spoke about it before. Shepard wanted to fight me, and like I said, he's a good guy. He's very respectable about it. And I think it was during a TV timeout. He goes, "Hey, Huss, next period, maybe you want to go?" And I was like, "No, man." I respectfully declined it. And I think I turned to Cohen, and he goes, "What that guy had to say?" Because that's how he talked. And I go, "Oh, he was asking if I wanted to go next period." And in typical Luke fashion, he goes, "That guy? He's not even gonna be in the net in the next period. Don't worry about him." And surprisingly enough, I chuckled about it, but like surprisingly enough, like he got yanked. And
That's tough.
so
Yeah.
like I mean,
Yeah, I'm telling you, I could be a coach. I don't know anything about systems or
but
where
you can kick a barrel and show some aggression.
Yeah, but I don't know where players are supposed to be or what systems are. But I'm telling you right now, we would have the most penalty minutes ever.
Fair.
We'd be boarding guys left and right. Like, you see the puck, hit him.
The trashers ever come back?
Yeah.
T-bone.
Throw your resume in.
Yeah, T-bone over here.
No, because I'd never hide another goalie's goalie. I never did.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. I might throw some sand like right outside the locker room.
No, right on their
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah, that I might do.
On the bench,
Yeah.
crank their locker room temp up to about 98
Yeah.
and sweat it out in between periods. There's tactics for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One towel.
If they're there for the weekend, half the towels and like you said,
Yeah.
towels, the smallest towels you could find.
That's when you crank the cold at night. So the gear doesn't dry, and then as soon as the game starts, heat.
Genius.
I know.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's a
We're
good
not,
idea.
we're not trying to do this.
No, we don't do any of this. But if we were in a theoretical world where we could
Oh,
control the AC, yeah, maybe.
Gotta get that in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But like what I have a question for you guys. What's your guys' like routines for like or game day routines from like a home and like an away point of view, like home game day routine and like a away game day routine, or does it really change that much?
Yes.
So the routine getting to the rink has now changed, obviously, since I'm not in Macon anymore. I don't stop at Buc-ee's, which sucks.
Oh yeah.
Buc-ee's was incredible.
What do you do now before you go into the rink?
Usually when I don't have a routine, which I think coming back here, like I don't typically have a routine. I think I kind of built my routine when I was out in Macon. So now I think my routine is just remaining calm, honestly. I think that's more my routine.
This is sidebar, but did you change shirts?
No, this is still the pitch yellow.
Oh, okay.
We turned the light on.
Oh yeah,
Turn the
that's
light on.
fine.
Yeah, that was it. That's the difference.
I was gonna say if you went upstairs and put on like a light green
Imagine.
shirt and you're like not gonna look at this.
Imagine. So yeah, so I think it hasn't just remaining calm for me has kind of been my thing going into away or rinks that you haven't played in, because then at that point my mindset and body is at a baseline, and from that point I can stretch myself out in the way that I need to, or whatever I need. Like some guys have like BioSteel or whatever to get them going, or the right set of music playlist or whatever. Like from that I can see what works for me, but at the same time, like, just try not to let anything bother you. Try to feel as loose as possible and as open-minded as possible going into the game. Because at the end of the day, once you're in that crease, all of the rinks are the same, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. So that's kind of where I go with it.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page. Like, I used to be the kid that I would have like a million different things that I would do, and that was kind of how I thought I was going to play my best game. And it was like refined, like very refined. It's like you would do this one thing, and you play that game, and you feel good because you did that. So there was a lot going on, but I think after my experience in Europe and some of the leagues that I was playing in, which it was it's chaos. You never knew what the timing was going to be of stuff. You didn't know if you were going to stop for food before on the road. You didn't know, if the other team was going to show up on time. There was so many like X factors that could change your routine. It was just impossible to have that very strict routine. So I just have, little things that I do that I can do anywhere, whether I'm on the road or at home, that put me in the right mindset and get my body ready to go. So it's but pretty simple. If you watch me, you'd be like, wow, that's a very strict routine, but it's really not. It's anything can change as long as I'm doing some of the little things. So yeah, gotten very flexible.
Yeah. I think I just kind of figured out like what is like, and I kind of put it in like two categories, like things that I like to do before a game and things that I like, they're not superstitions, but like I say, like they're like a necessity. Like, okay, I can skip certain things if I need to have more time, but then it's just like, if I could stay calm and get exactly what I know needs to get done, then I can play, like I'll be fine. But it's like, if you have more time, then you're like, okay, you do this or do that. But I think you pretty much, this point, you don't know when you're going to get there. The bus breaks down. Yeah, I do. I listen to some very interesting. Well, no, but you know what I've noticed? My
There's
music
nothing
is
better than 16 Red Bulls and like a full track of Celine Dion before you stop.
no. Okay, well, I get very like I have a pregame playlist, and it's been growing since I was like 16. So like I don't know. There's like a whole bunch of music on there, but like I get very like into like one song, and I'll listen to it on repeat for like a whole warm up, like a psycho. And like it's all over the place. Like it's all over the place. Like it's rap, rock, Celine Dion. So like last week I was joking around. I was like, oh, I'm like trying to like listen to something like a little lighter. Like I don't like need to get like gonna run through a brick wall.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be like Celine Dion live in like Boston, and I was just singing like to myself in my line. I'm like, wow, this is something.
We got it at the time. There was a few of us that were scratches, and we were in Luke's car hanging out before the game, and he connected to the Bluetooth. So that's how we found that out.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was great.
But it's like calming. I don't know. So I listen to like a bunch of weird shit. I don't know. I just have like whatever I have to do. There's like I think a couple things like I know I have to do before, like just to like tune up. But beyond that, like
It's a good way to put it.
yeah, if I tape my stick or I don't tape my stick, it's not like that fresh tape job isn't gonna save the puck.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make a fucking difference.
But
I remember the last time I taped my stick. It's been probably months.
You want to know when I tape my stick? When I have team tape to waste. That's when I tape my stick.
I'll tape my stick. I tape my stick
I'm
when there's
taping my
like,
tape. I'm not taping my
when
stick.
there's like a cut in it, or there's something that could actually affect handling the
I like taping sticks. So like if I have time before I
It's true. He
You
tapes,
tape, you tape other people's.
tapes a lot of the forward sticks.
no one,
The team.
only one guy.
When I say a lot, I mean one.
He's a
I
lot,
thought it
though.
was more.
Yeah, but
If
he's
you-
a lot. But I
if
tape,
you
cut, measure everything. Like
if
he
you
doesn't
didn't
even
know-
know where his sticks are before a game.
If you didn't know, you would think he's probably 3 different people though.
Who?
Kanger.
Oh yeah.
The way he flies around the dressing room.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
He's
you're
everywhere.
asking, like, what do we do? And like, I wanted to touch on the fact of like, I don't do a full CrossFit workout like some of these other fucking kids do. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, we had guys in Macon that were doing. I'm not gonna say names because they're good buddies of mine, but there was definitely. I would watch their routine, and it would be the same fucking thing every day. And I'd also be watching them getting ready. Like, they haven't even put like a skate or a sock on yet, and their gitch is soaked. And it's like, you need to chill the fuck out. Like, maybe that may work for you, but
It's a lot.
the third
Yeah.
period, you're gonna be garbage. There's no way your conditioning is like that right now. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe, but I'm gonna go with that.
Like I do quite a bit of dynamic
Calisthenics.
Calisthenics, yeah. But depending on which game we are in the weekend, like the first game to the last game in the weekend, it's tone breakdown. You know,
I think it's the polar
So,
opposite.
Do
for
you
me.
get more tight after a game, or like after, say, like you had back-to-back games that weekend? Are you able to? Okay, all right, great. Like obviously, I think usually after a game, I'm at my most limber.
Yeah.
after a game,
After a game,
100%.
But when we
100%
go
at my
on the
most
bus,
limber.
but when we
It
go on the
doesn't
bus,
maintain. So if you're not on the bus traveling,
Mm.
and go to a hotel, you wake up the next day and you got that game that day. You just a light stretch throughout the day,
and you're good. Yeah.
and you're good. You don't even almost have to like do
100%.
your pregame.
Like no,
routine
I think
because
it's like for me, I think it's opposite to you. Like I think for like if we play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you're playing like Friday and Sunday, and you like dress or play all 3 games. I think
Yeah.
it's like Friday will be my most intense, like dynamic warm up.
Yeah.
But Sunday will be like the most amount of stretching. Like I think by the end of the weekend, it's more important. Like okay, my hips are garbage, so like it's more important for me to spend 30 minutes stretching out my hips than to get like a couple high knees in.
Sure.
Or like even
Right,
like play like
yeah.
even like on Sundays, like even like getting a couple touches like in sewer, like at least you're like moving around a little more and you're like, okay, like my hips are loosening up a little bit. I know that I don't need to go like sweat, but like I can just get ready to go.
Yeah, I can't do sewer.
I get my
can't-
one
I
touch.
There's so many.
No, I don't play.
Do you want to know why I don't do
unknowns.
sewer?
So many
Because there's
unknowns.
always a sewer all-star that everyone just bows down to, and they just fucking win everything. They
Yeah,
always win.
usually
no
it's
matter
a
Sorry, he
bad-
just put on the Binghamton hat-tricks game right now. We all got
That's first round of playoffs today, right?
round, yeah.
First
some
round
teams.
starts tonight, yeah.
we're curious to see who we're gonna get, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, so you guys play the winner, Binghamton, Danbury.
Not even.
We're not exactly sure who we're gonna play yet. It's
We
more of a
get to-
strategy
we get to pick.
based thing. So we get to pick. We're not gonna let you know who we're picking, but we have a pretty good idea of who we're gonna pick.
We also don't know who we're picking.
We don't
It's
know,
really
but we
not up
have a
to
pretty
us.
good
It's
idea.
not up to us. at all.
Yeah.
It is up to us. It's a team. It's a team group thing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not up to us in these games who we play. Like if in a perfect world we could pick, but it's not up to us because we're not on the ice.
That's right. I got that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but I got another question. Like, what do you guys do during practice when you guys are, like, since it's the three of you and like there's only 2 nets? Like, what do you guys do when one of you isn't in net?
well,
Shoot
to
pucks at
be
the other
honest
guys.
with you, we only usually use one net on a full ice scenario. So there's usually 2 goalies floating around somewhere doing
You've been
something.
here for so much like systems play.
So angry.
This guy went from 2 goalies. in
Yeah.
a practice where you probably
2
saw a lot of
goalies,
shots,
full flow drills, the
Yeah.
entire practice.
to a team where
just-
we've got 3 goalies, and lately we've been spending a lot of time like dialing in our systems and that
Right.
sort of
Which
thing.
is I understand.
Yeah, it's good. It's important to do that
It
stuff,
is.
but that transition stuff.
Right.
So,
Right. I'd love to get peppered.
in that sense, we're the other 2 are talking to each other.
Usually, yeah.
Or watching.
Yeah, or we're
Yeah.
watching. We're usually
Yeah.
watching. Like, what'd you say to me today about the my tracking?
Tracking. We were talking about just a particular situation where it's like you can play it this way and trust your tracking, or you can play it this way and trust your positioning, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have been able to have that conversation if we didn't have 3 goalies.
It's true.
So
Right.
True.
Yeah, it was basically I think it was a 5-on-3 power play scenario or 5-on-4 power play scenario.
5-on-4. I don't think you want to do that 5-on-3.
No,
Little
that
too
you're
much
too
space,
risky. So
little
like
too much space for guys.
I put myself in, I guess, like following it wise, I put myself in like the worst scenario for a goalie or what's supposedly could be a difficult scenario for a goalie. And I followed the play on my knees, just in butterfly the whole time, just shuffled around and followed it that way. I didn't even get up. I just stayed down. And then I was able to actually realize that like it was easier for me to track the puck that way. And Luke said it too. He goes, it does make sense because he's not as tall as me. So he's able to like actually really get between legs and kind of like see. I don't have that ability. Or if I do get that low, my lateral ability is out the window. So
Yeah.
so I guess I was kind of just like kind of messing around with seeing what was possible on my knees, and
It's cool.
it felt nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was just like
Stop smirking. Every
I'm
time I
not
say on my-
smirking.
every time I say on my knees, you're smirking over there.
I am not smirking.
Like pervert in the corner over there, you know?
No.
it's funny.
I don't know why you're so hostile. It's the hostile work environment. I've been trying to tell us like it's a hostile work environment. I go to our HR guy, but he doesn't believe me.
We don't have any.
HR guy got fired.
He's right there. Greg would be the HR guy.
I would be the HR guy for the team.
Yeah.
For the team.
No, you know what it'd be?
I'd be mediator.
No, it'd be Kinger.
You think
Because he's the most ruthless of all of us. So like I think because he will
can handle it?
yeah, and he would be like, no, that's not ruthless
I can
enough,
see
but
it.
you're fine.
I can see it.
Maybe.
Plus, like, wouldn't it be fun to have that conversation with Kinger?
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Greg called me a bitch today. Can you do something about this?
He'd be like, well, you are one. Get out of my office.
Well, it goes back to the therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't have HR, but
No.
we do have HR.
Yeah, we have car ride. We have 6.5 hour car rides.
Yeah. Goalies make the best duos and trios because you know exactly what each of you are going through in the net that you guys can all relate to.
You can honestly, like sometimes with like some shit hits the fan, whether it's a practice or a game, you can like look over to the bench or whatever the boys are, and they're just sitting there laughing at like whatever happened, or they're just kind of like, "What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?" Like,
Okay, I get a question for you guys. So I've always been of the mindset where, and like from fairly young age, where it's like it's best to be in like a friendly competition with the goalies, and you guys are like your partners, you're a team, you're pushing each other to be the best, as opposed to like in a competition, like fuck you, I'm gonna take that net kind of thing. Have you guys ever? Because obviously, for sure, we're the friendly side of it, which is great.
yeah, this is new to me.
Yeah.
This is new.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I
this is a
find- I
new
find I run-
page
I run into a lot of
that I've turned.
goalie partners that say that. Is it me? Am I?
No, I think it's in
no.
Europe. It's like
No, not even
no.
Europe.
I think it depends on the team because there's like certain like I've been on both sides of it, and there's certain teams where you're like one guy's playing more, but like I think that maybe like the best way to put it is I think that as a goalie and a hockey player and like not being cocky or like having an ego, I think when there's a situation that you're like, okay, I should play.
Mhm.
Or like maybe not play, maybe not be the guy, but you're like, okay,
could
I
be in
should
this
get an
spot.
opportunity. Like that game wasn't good. And like, like a coach favors or something like, and then I think that's what builds tension. I think some of it comes from the top down,
Yeah.
whereas like, and that creates tension with your goalie partner. Cause I don't
Sure.
think like
Sure.
there's situations where like, I've been like, okay, like what's going on here? Like somebody else needs to play, but I'm not saying it like, oh, I need to play. I'm saying like somebody else needs, even if it's just one game or whatever. But I think it's like, if you're hostile with your goalie partner, I think, and I learned that this summer, and it's like something I like talked about with guys, and they're like, if you work well with your goalie partner, the team has success, and then you're going to play more. Like we're not in the NHL. There's not, and even in today's NHL, there's only one or two guys that play 70 games a year.
Yeah.
So like, if you don't have that kind of relationship with your goalie partner, then you're just not going to play. Or they'll find somebody that will have that relationship
Right.
and will play.
Because you're gonna think that's gonna feed into
Yeah.
locker room mentality
Yeah.
or
And like, if you go out there,
camaraderie.
or like if you go out there and Greg does well and say you're only getting one game a weekend, but Greg won Friday and Saturday night,
Yeah.
then it opens up the door for you to play
Right.
Sunday. So then it's like, okay, well, like I could piss and moan that I didn't play 2 games, or I could be really, really happy that Greg won both of those games.
and you get a
And
team
then I'm
that's
gonna
all
play,
jacked up to
yeah,
play
We'll
for
play
it.
on Sunday, or
Sure.
I can piss and moan and like, okay, maybe we go 1-1, and then like, well, we need this victory.
But the team
so
sees that.
yeah,
The team sees
Yeah.
that as well. They
Yeah.
do
They feed off it.
they feed off that 100%.
I think there's a lot of stuff that comes from the goalies out in terms of
Yeah.
confidence,
Yeah.
and vibe, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think to me, it's the only way to be.
I'm just
I would
happy when
say-
I've always tried to.
Also, I think a lot of it's maturity too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
younger
Even
kids
yeah.
think, I'm better than him. I'm better. You know what I mean? And like you don't. I mean, I think in my perspective, I don't want to portray that within a team sport. I don't ever want to portray I'm better than this or that or anything, because at the end of the day, you're never better than the team because you can't score a fucking goal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
realistically, I think that definitely comes with maturity. And I was definitely mature back in the day, and I wanted to, beat out everyone. And I think my dad used to always be like, "Hey, best goalie in the ice, always be the best goalie in the ice," and like he's right. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that they're the enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, especially once you get out here, like some of these leagues, some of these teams can't afford a goalie coach, and literally all you have for any type of feedback
Is your
is your
partner,
goalie
yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a line of communication with that individual, and you're not I guess, taking video of yourself and reviewing it with a goalie coach where, wherever he may be, over the phone, over video, conference, whatever. I don't think if you have that, you're not growing. And I think growth within the season and, whether you picked out 3 things, it doesn't have to be this, there's 15 things that you changed in your game that, maybe helped you or not. But I think just to have any little input from somebody that you work with, like I
And that understands.
yeah, like I and also like I would honestly trust, I would like to trust my goalie partner to be able to do the same thing that I can do and vice versa. So, I mean, I think that I want to be on that, like, at least this year, I want to be on that wavelength. And from the start of the season, for me, I've just been buddy with every goalie that I've had.
But I think it helps too, because like in practice, you're more willing to take constructive criticism or like talk about goaltending, or like, okay, why'd you make a save like that? Or why is your glove here? Or why are you on the post? Or why are you, like, when you trust that you're not, like, your partner's not going to sewer you.
Well, think about it too. Like, you're gonna sit there and like you guys would watch me, or we would watch you in that, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And if we're just sitting there staring at you and you're that goalie in net, if you think about it, even if it's just one other goalie, you guys aren't on a good rapport, you're just like unless you're like a mental like savant, like, and you can just block out everything. At one point in time, you're gonna think, what is your other goalie partner thinking? Like, they scored on me or something like that. So it's never a negative thing when it happens, and like it's never a hostile thing. I think that
is it bad that I've never thought that.
what a negative.
What my goalie partner thinks when they get scored.
No, that's not bad. Like I said, maybe other people are different. I'm different, so I'm gonna tell you, like,
I get
everything.
scored on so much. I'm like, these guys are probably motherfucking me on the bench.
Maybe
Guys,
I'm thinking,
fuck, he's like, I'm gonna have to play tonight. Fuck you.
No,
Like,
it's interesting. No, I was curious on you guys' thoughts, because I feel like I've come across that a lot, where people have, like, my goalie partners in the past have had experiences where it is more of like a me versus you type thing with the goalies, and I've never seen the benefit in that.
I think guys with a chip on their shoulder, or like think that they need to prove something, like even good, like I've played with good goalies, like who are outstanding goalies and not great locker room guys. And I think it's like they've overcome adversity, they have a chip on their shoulder, and they're out. And it's not like personally directed at you. It's just like, fuck this team, fuck where I am. Like, I shouldn't be here.
Terrible.
So like, I am going to make it miserable for everybody else.
Fuck that.
That's not
No.
good. I hate that.
Or like guys who can't, like the probably the best thing I've ever learned is like when you walk in the rink or you walk in the locker room, like no matter what happens, like I don't know, your cat could have gotten run over, stuck in an elevator, like your car could have blown up in the park. Like when you like check into the rink. No. But like when you check into the rink, I was just trying to think of something like, say, like your grandmother gets hit by a bus. I don't know. Like when you check into the rink, but like when you like go through the doors of the rink, everything that happens like outside, it stays outside. Like it's hockey time. Like whether not cut or you're sick or your gear didn't get in or
your Tinder date blew off.
Yeah, or like you fell down a flight of stairs, or if you're like me, any of those things happen regularly. You got to just be ready to play hockey. You wake up in the morning and Greg is just already on you for something. His coffee's not warm enough. Or
I don't drink coffee.
I know. Yeah, but your eggs took forever this morning at Starbucks.
Yeah, but
stupid
it's
sandwich.
probably the best sandwich I've had.
That was a good sandwich. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's worth waiting for something like that, and it to be very good as well.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sandwich, yeah, but
goalie partners.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Because I drive a lot, and I end up at I'll end up at Starbucks, Timmy's, Dunkin', and the local guy. Like through the week, I'm the most impulsive coffee guy. I'll be driving to be like, that's where I want coffee today.
Usually
just make a Yui.
I bang a Yui, I go in the wrong way. Greg's yelling at me, and then he's the worst to drive. He's the worst to drive with because he drives exactly like me, but he only comments when I'm driving. But then he'll do the same things, and he'll be like, "I'm just driving. I'm just driving."
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what he's.
Maybe you get it on film.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. But right now, we're gonna continue talking about.
You gotta send film in.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll cut film.
All right. We'll cut some film.
Do you guys watch video often for like your games and practices, or do you just rely on like all of you guys?
I would watch a lot of video beginning like when I was up in Macon. Just because I want to see, like, I haven't seen me, if that makes sense.
Especially because you took that time.
Yeah.
off.
I haven't taken that time off. I haven't seen me,
Mhm.
so I don't know. You know, I would like to look at that. Go to all the goals. Am I out of position? Was there an actual breakdown? Because sometimes I don't pick up
Yeah,
on
it's
the
all
actual
about him.
breakdown.
Yeah.
And then, do you guys videotape yourselves in practice?
I used to.
I would if we
I would
could, yeah.
like to.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Yeah. If
We're
we
gonna bring
could,
an iPad on
yeah. I don't have. We got to get a stand. We'll have to go to
there.
Walmart.
No, just hold it. There's 3 of us.
Ruth, you're gonna
whoever's
trust
not
me
in
with
net.
sweaty hands to hold that thing with the guys flying around on the ice?
We could just put on like rubber gloves or something like that.
Oh yes. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. We'll get right after that. Yeah. I'll go get some rubber gloves. Yeah.
Some Watertown Wolves gloves.
Yeah.
Some coachy gloves.
I
Yeah.
probably watch every game after.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll watch. Like I won't watch the whole thing, but like I'll skip to like if I remember something, but I'll watch like every goal, and then I'll kind of like look at it and like if I put it in like 3 cat, I'd be like should have had, could have had. Just like no way. But I'll watch like okay, well if I made this save 10 seconds earlier, covered that puck, or like if I make this save, does that play happen? Like I'll kind of just break down and see if there's anything I could do better, but then kind of just take what I need to take and then throw it through your mirror and go on to the next thing.
Sure.
I think I've been a video nut. I love video.
Really?
Yeah, I used to get my dad to video my practices, like every practice,
Kind of like that.
and then my games on top of that, and then all through junior, I had my own little video camera.
So does he work for NBC now?
It was the quality was great. Didn't make the cut. But
This wasn't 1080p
I-
HDMI. This is like broadband dial up.
bedroom camcorder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VHS. He's in the side changing the VHS tapes.
But yeah, all through junior, I had this little camcorder that I would give to one of the scratches and be like, just all you got to do is put it on my net for the, press start at the start of the period, to press stop at the end of the period, and then do the same thing for each period. And I would watch every little bit, and I think in the beginning I was so critical of my game. It's in some ways it might have been detrimental, but now I actually look at it just in a way of like, I go back to, I have a system of play of like how I play, and I can watch the video, and at one point, like 90% of the goals I was letting in, it was because I did something outside of the system of how I usually play, right? It was something that I didn't do, like that I normally would. So it's kind of like, for me, a game will happen. First thing I need to watch is the video. Even if I get a shutout, like obviously it's nice looking at the goals and seeing if you can do better on just the goals. But there's always plays where, a puck hits a post, or you were way out of position and a guy fanned on it. It's like, okay, why was I way out of position? Right? Going back to a lot of the same things that Luke said, there's always things, even on the ones that you have no chance on. There's something that maybe you made a bad pass getting out of the zone or something. So little things, right? So there's always little things you can do. And I think if you're critical in a constructive mindset, it can be video that's very valuable to you. So yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Also, the system of play that you have there is
That's a big one.
it's pretty cool.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
I'm excited.
It's actually like it's
dive
legit like
into it.
written down on paper.
Yeah.
And like
It's essentially the same way.
we'll send it to you.
Essentially,
We
the
can send
same
it to
way,
you so you
the
can
same
check
way,
it out. It's pretty neat.
the same way a team has their system of play. This is what we do on power play. This is what we do on penalty kill, forechecks, all of that stuff. It's, breaking down the different scenarios that might happen in a game and the rough overview of how you would play them, right? And it's just having that consistency in your game to know that, if this situation's happening, this is how I'm playing it, because I know that that's what's successful for me, and I don't have to think. I can just play. Right? Once you have that down, you play. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool, and I've never really thought of that either, like a system of play. So just send that over to me. I want to check it out.
Yeah,
Pretty cool. So the one thing I've been working on is you said something about like hands always being even. And I was like, wait a second, is my hand off? So like I've been like paying it more attention to making sure like my hands are actually even. So as they say, when your hands are just supposed to be, when you're crouched, down, your hands are slightly off your body, and like coach should be able to come over and like put a stick, lay it across your hands.
So you know how I
It
noticed
sits
like
even.
check if your hands, you know the drill that you do where you like push back and forth?
Yes.
So you hold your hands there and push
Yeah.
and do it, but leave the stick like across your hands while you do it. Then your hand should like,
Yeah, I'll probably do that tomorrow just for a little
something.
for a refresh.
Yeah.
It's an interesting tool, and it's just like, little hints here and there on some of the things that just, the key words that you would say to yourself to like, make sure you're doing these things, because that's what makes you successful, right?
Yeah.
You get scored on in practice. It's like, okay, was I doing what I normally
Yeah,
would do?
where
in that
am I
situation?
first off?
Yeah, the where am I is a big one.
Usually in the corner.
That was a pretty cool one though. Like the
So-
where am I, like the
Yeah.
can you explain it more, because I'm not
So-
as in depth.
So it's like there's you kind of, in terms of an angle, like there's only one angle as a goalie.
Yeah.
You're either in the middle of the net in relation to the puck, or you're not, right? It's
Yeah.
so that's the thing. And then you have a depth too, right? And the depth is a really important one, because I think it allows you to have that consistency in how far you react to a lot of saves, right? So I actually learned this from Ian Clark. It's not my own creation. It was pretty cool. I got to work with him a bunch of years ago, and he taught me this, and I've kind of just been developing my version of what he showed me since then. But in terms of the depth, the way I have it is there's a rush depth and there's an in zone depth. Your rush depth is how far you leave your crease before you come back. And then your in zone depth is when the play is in the zone, where in relation to your crease are you standing, right? So, and it can be very specific. Like when the puck is in the zone, the middle of my skates are on the edge of the crease, kind of thing, right? And if you're doing that every single time, then you know exactly how far you have to reach to get a certain puck, right? Like that sort of thing, depending on where it's shot from. Obviously, that's not something you're thinking about, but it's kind of an intuitive thing and something that you learn just from practicing. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome tool. I think I picked that up when I was 18.
It is interesting.
I'm sure that's been revised,
I'm sure,
six
yeah.
or seven times.
Oh yeah.
So, and half the time when you first look at it, you're like, I didn't even know I played this way, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you'll write it down,
Right.
and you'll look at it and be like, yeah, that sounds about right. Then you go and play, and you watch some video, and it's like, that's not how I play.
Right.
Like this is where I'm standing.
Which is,
or
I
this
think,
is how I react,
I think
right?
that was one of the questions you asked me, and he goes, "How would you define how you play?"
Mhm.
And it's like, I have no fucking idea how to answer that question. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea. There's times where I'm aggressive and times where I'm extremely patient. So like I have, is that what you're talking about? Like you get so much more in depth about it, but this is actually like kind of gives you more of an idea.
So, and then
Like that question is not to answer a question for anybody else. That question is more for yourself.
Yeah.
That's a internal question that you ask yourself. How do you play? Because the answer to those questions is, like you said, they're gonna equate to you making those movements without actually thinking about them, which is everything you want to be doing as a goaltender.
yeah, and then like the things that you do well, doing those things every single time because they're successful, right? Not getting caught in between a reverse and a VH or whatever, right?
Right.
So yeah, there's some pretty cool things out there that can allow you to make the most of. not
We have
having a
very good goalie
coach.
dialogue.
We do.
Yeah,
That's
that
nice.
kind
Oh,
of like immediately.
Yeah, we just
Once
thought,
we, once we
Yeah,
started.
It didn't take long.
No,
It didn't take
Yeah.
long at all.
Yeah, but that's interesting, like cool to like think about and everything, like how do you play and like where you should be for like different situations, like how you should be playing there and stuff like that. Like it's all when it all comes down like the small details too. It's just like because if you're going to be consistent, like you got to work on every single small detail to perfect that and like get it to be consistent, especially for like when you're playing games. Like that's the biggest thing is being consistent when you go into, especially going into like college and pro game. Like that's what you're there for.
That's what separates you from your
Component.
component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be able to.
Component.
be
Yeah,
able to- be able to-
component.
I jumped right on the bandwagon. You
I
said
said
component there.
Shit. You said it, then you looked at me. I was like, no, I said it too.
Oh,
And
shit.
I think it's one of those things too, like, you can know exactly how you play, but it's such a
Yeah.
dynamic game that you got to be able to, they're not rules, they're more like guidelines.
Yeah.
It's just a rough idea of what you're trying to
What's
do.
going
every
on?
year.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have a few more, like, I'm gonna get into like would you rather questions for a little bit here
Oh,
for since for like the last couple minutes of the episode. We're definitely gonna be having you guys on for a part 2 sometime soon, but we're almost at pretty much we're almost at like 2 hours, so it's like it's been
Yeah,
fast.
We
but
talk a lot. You should. We like.
it's-
I don't know. Even at like we go to we went to the Crunch game this weekend, and we're like sitting behind the goalie. And
All
we're
three
talking-
of us went
all-
together.
and we're sitting and we're like, well, what about this? I'm like, what about that? What about this?
Like
What
the
about
seats
that?
are perfect because
Yeah.
they're like probably like eye level with the crossbar, so they're low enough that we could
Yeah.
see the between legs.
I'm-
Shots from the blue
The
line.
worst part, there was one shot, it came over the net.
We
and
both.
I was directly behind it. You went to catch it.
I went to.
I moved my head. I want to get out of the way.
And I'm just staring at them like, what are these two guys doing?
I was kind of embarrassed.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
I
didn't-
was tracking it up to the blue line on the half wall, back up to the blue line, rip through the legs. Here we go.
yeah.
No,
I did,
all right,
I did
maybe
not
not.
do that. That thing was going over my head.
yeah, like I'll do the.
I was
do
like,
the
I'm just
same
trying to
thing.
watch a hockey game, and these two guys are over here dancing around the net.
I'll do the same thing because I have season tickets for the Wolves. So like I sit right behind the net, and, like during warm-ups, like I'll literally like watch the pucks go into like pretend like I have a glove on and stuff and watch it in.
Yeah.
And then if the puck goes off the crossbar into the netting, like I'll watch it go all the way into the netting.
Yeah, dude, I
And
know
track
exactly
it.
what you're talking about.
Some habits you can't get rid of.
I love watching pucks more. Like 3 shots. I
It's
love
so
staying
much-
in the corner and just watching the puck.
So much fun.
I know. I'm like, ooh. And then I get in there and I'm like, why can't I say the fucking thing?
I can do it so well as a fan,
Yeah,
but when
like-
I get into the game and the actual warm-up, I can't.
This is so much different than the corner. I don't
I'm like,
understand.
what? I'm stopping all these AHL shots, but why can't I make these saves?
Yeah. Man, I was perfect in that game. I was batting 1,000.
Oh, man.
Why is my tracking off when I track perfectly in the AHL?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the first like would you rather question I have is like I just got it from like 250 best from Google, which I don't even know how that is.
All right.
But would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
Do we live the same?
Can we alter
length?
the course?
Yeah.
Oh, 10 minutes in the future. Are you kidding? You know how good I would be at goaltending?
Yeah.
You see 10 minutes in the future, like, okay, he's going to come down and shoot. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to like move over here and just eat it.
Yeah, but what happens if they score on you?
And there'd be so-
Holy shit, I am bad.
Are you seeing all the different possibilities? Like it's
Or is it one
constantly changing,
possibility?
too?
Yeah, but if I can see into the future,
Yeah, and then
like
you do-
technically, like
you do
it would
something
already be
true.
programmed what was going.
You make that save that you would normally just let in because and
It's
then
a
all,
butterfly,
and
it's a
then all,
butterfly effect.
and then all of a sudden it's a different future.
Yeah, but it's a butterfly
I
effect.
guess.
Then I just pause
So
it.
10
and then
minutes
it's
or
just-
150
Click pause.
Years.
years.
But I'm dead in 150 years, so like, what do I care?
That's my point. I'm dead.
So like cars are flying, that's
You could
great.
do- you could
We're
do some
underwater,
pretty
cool.
stuff though. 150 is a long way.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think if it was like
If it was 10 years,
10
Or 10
years,
minutes?
10, yeah.
that would be better
10,
because
I would
that's
take 10.
I would take 10 years because then
Because-
I'd be like, all right, what stocks are kicking off? I'm gonna be a millionaire.
10 minutes. I assume 10 minutes is like it's ongoing. Like you
Yeah.
just constantly see 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
'cause then you could, you
It's just like click.
take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Lugal.
Lugal.
Click.
The
Yeah.
movie.
Who stars in
That
that?
was a
Adam
Sandler.
Sandler.
That was the
Adam
first
Sandler.
movie I ever cried in.
No way.
No way.
Yeah. It was that
50
bad.
First Dates was mine.
We're getting sad now.
Really?
Is the Adam Sandler movie.
Another Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
never gonna believe. I'm not saying it in public
It
ever.
was just a Celine
Billy
Dion
Madison.
song. What do you mean?
Charlie St. Cloud.
No. I never watched that movie.
It's
but
just-
I
don't watch
I,
it.
I thought about crying in
Me neither.
news. No, I
It's a sad movie. Oh, it'll tug right at your heartstrings. I think
The only movie I cried in was The Fault in Our Stars.
it's another. It's a tough one.
That's a sad one.
Any
sometimes I cry during sports movies. I'm so
any-
excited.
any movie where
Yeah.
a dog dies,
Yeah,
and
that's tough.
I'm out. Marley and me.
Won't watch it. Refuse to
yeah.
watch it.
I would-
John Wick.
yeah, John Wick too. Yeah.
Tough.
I,
We're just
Yeah, I can't
throwing
do
out
that.
spoilers.
Yeah.
yeah. So you haven't watched that stuff.
You have
Figure it
to
out.
put a spoiler alert on this.
Oh yeah, we'll just put a big spoiler alert on on the
No,
from
So
the
if you haven't
thumbnail.
watched those movies, I'm not a movie buff, and I've watched those movies, so obviously you're ahead of the
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I think there's stuff I haven't.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched Mystery Alaska for the first time like last year.
that's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. But the next one is, would you rather be forced to sing along or and dance to every single song? Wait, would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you heard?
I'm singing.
I'm singing.
I'm singing.
I already sing.
Yeah, I already sing. I'm muttering Celine Dion.
Yeah.
I think I would dance because then
Like you're telling me every time the cha-cha slide comes on, you're cha-cha sliding around. Not a chance, man.
yeah, you'd be
Or,
so fit.
or
Mambo number
You'd be
5
so
comes on.
fit.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah, not happening.
Like you
Soldier
don't
Boy,
have to. You don't have
Soldier
to
Boy
do
comes
the
on and you're
dance.
cranking it across the locker room
Yeah.
before a game.
You don't have
Kiss
to
me
do.
through a phone.
You don't have to do the dance. It's just you just have to dance.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's
Any
right.
kind
Oh.
of dance.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, I think song specific, you have to do the dance for
No.
the song.
no.
Like if the stanky leg comes on, you got a stanky
If
leg.
if that's the thing, then I would maybe I'd switch my answer.
If I try to stank you, like I'd be out.
Yeah, my
You
hip
got
would be
7
out.
of them.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
don't do that. Yeah, we need you to attack one piece.
I think I think I would dance because like if a song comes on, you can't talk to anybody. You got to sing it. All of a sudden, if there's music playing in the background, we can't do this interview.
I'd be in a relationship and I'd just any fight, just flick on the tunes.
I know
Sorry,
exactly.
man.
I know exactly what
roll.
song would get you.
Having sex,
I would just play Margaritaville on repeat.
I wouldn't want it. No, I can't do it.
You have to.
You'd just be wasting away in Margaritaville for hours on end. That 6-hour car ride, one song.
We wouldn't be friends. No, I couldn't do it.
That would create hostility
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Dip into my trauma.
That's why you should be careful what you tell us. Because now I know, like over the summer, I'm just gonna just airdrop that song right here.
I will, yeah,
You're gonna look at your phone like, nope, delete.
that's tough.
All right, so
Ignore.
2 singers and a dancer.
Yeah.
All right.
I would sing because my dance moves are pretty ass. So I don't want
Yeah,
to sing.
yeah.
They'd probably get a lot better though.
Well,
He's got a good point.
yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
I think I still sing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, then the next one. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Internet.
AC and heat. I'm putting a coat on. You're like, man, you're like 4-5 sweaters.
My AC is completely removed from my other car I already built back home. I don't drive with AC.
Are you talking in a
the
car
summertime.
or like in general?
In
life?
general.
No, I'm good. I just wear a couple coats.
I
But
don't
like
know.
nothing on the internet, man. You couldn't even go on your phone. Like, Instagram done, Facebook done,
I think
Google done.
I
You wouldn't
think-
know anything. You'd have to go to a library and physically read a thesaurus, not a thesaurus, an encyclopedia. A thesaurus is where
can
you
we
get the
light a
words.
fire? Like are fires allowed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we just live like Vikings.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like I live
Yeah.
in Sundre, Alberta, and it's cold. It gets like I think it was like -40. Yeah, I know the mouths drop it because it's the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit.
It's cold.
That's -40 for like a week. You'd just die. I would take.
You would die,
I would
yes, you
take
would
the.
die.
I would take the heating AC if I'm living there, but I also kind of want to be warmer.
Yeah, but like
just
think
a
like but
warmer
think about it. You
place.
live in Arizona, like
Yeah.
it's a nice
Oh,
calm
you don't need
climate.
it.
You don't need it.
Well, yeah.
Maybe not the desert. That was a bad example, but like I don't know, pick a state
I know
that
what
has
you're
like a calm climate.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
Somewhere in the middle. That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, Tennessee. Yeah, like okay, it might get chilly 1 or 2 nights, and you put on like 4 or 5 coats. But like,
Yeah, it depends where I'm living. Depends where I'm living. Like if I'm gonna
Yeah.
die,
Yeah.
I'll lose the internet.
but the amount of stuff I Google every day,
It's a lot.
like yeah,
We don't need to go into that.
half of it's like nonsense,
No.
like not like nonsense about like money and like hockey and like
Like, can you blow a bubble out of your nose?
yeah, or like where do turtles breathe from? Yeah, like a lot of Snapple facts. Even though I know that they're verified, I'll verify like almost every Snapple fact.
Just to call them out,
no, it's just because
possibly sue them.
no,
in
no,
own
because like no,
Snapple.
because there's always like
That's how it
something
works.
more to
That
learn.
is-
No.
that's
No, but there's always something more to learn. Like you read the Snapple fact, and then I get interested.
That's fair.
That is fair. For
I
me, I
couldn't tell you
think
the last time I had a Snapple, so that's a terrible example.
Fair enough.
get a Snapple tomorrow and fact check them.
No, yeah, let's do it.
You can
Because
also
it's a Burn Dairy morning, so yeah, we're good to go.
you
Free
can
coffee.
also look up the strippers in Alberta.
Oh yeah. that's true. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss out on that, but I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Okay, just go to Alberta. Come visit. person.
I'll be all right. We don't have AC and
It's crazy.
bye-bye internet.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm on that page.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Plus, there's probably ways around that. If you can't have air conditioning, what's to say like I can't live somewhere and loiter, and other people have air conditioning.
no, everywhere you go.
Well,
It's
we're
like
not-
it's
we're
like
not
that,
looking for loopholes.
it's like
We're-
that,
we're
it's like
answering
that,
questions.
like that weather cloud that follows you around.
Oh, okay, yeah, I still
You
want the
know?
I still want the internet. My answer doesn't change. I still want the internet.
Yeah,
Sounds-
mine would be probably no AC or heat because you can make a fire. But like I use my
Mine is
phone
great.
like Google, internet, Instagram,
fire, man.
Snapchat, Facebook every day.
Yeah,
So
but think
it's
about
like-
people live for generations. Well, I guess this is both sides. People live for generations on the internet. They live for generations without heat and air conditioning. It's a relatively new thing to have like
True.
central air.
It is. It
Like you could
is.
just make an igloo and make a fire, and it would just be warm. Like there's ways for people to survive there.
Yeah, but man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could
not-
argue.
If you don't have heat or AC, you can air your equipment up. So you don't need internet to do that.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing there's this thing
true.
on it's called the sun. It gets pretty warm. It'll do the equipment for
Not
me.
if there's snow on the ground.
Well, I wouldn't live so if I had no heat and no AC, I wouldn't be living
And
somewhere with
now
snow.
that if
So it's a-
I
it's a-
now
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
coming
yeah,
up.
yes.
I'm still taking internet like 10
Now,
hours.
now there's all the excuses. The the next one, I have two more. So the next
Alright.
one's would you rather spend a week in the forest or a night in a real haunted house?
Week in the forest. I hate haunted houses.
100% week in the
Childhood
forest.
trauma.
He doesn't have
Don't care.
AC or heat, so he's got the fire starting down anyway.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I will never go in a haunted house again in my life. You couldn't pay me enough money.
A real one.
No, not happening.
Do you? Is it
So-
like you're gonna get murdered haunted house or
Like, well, yeah. What's the scariness factor?
yeah, like it's if you're
What's
not.
what's
if
the
you're
level
not-
of poltergeist we're talking?
Yeah, if you're not on your toes, are you gonna like wake up and
Yeah, like between scary movie and like I don't know.
insidious?
Yeah, and city. Yeah.
Insidious.
Nope, not one.
Yeah, I think honestly, regardless, I would take the
Week in the forest.
Week in the
I'm not
Forest.
gonna be
That
an
sounds
all-star. I like
That sounds really nice.
I like kind of like searching that whole like kind of like haunted thing. And like I'd be lying if I said like my friends and I didn't go and like try to find haunted stuff that we would explore. Because we did, but I would still probably take a week in the woods. However, even some of the places that we went to find were like old cemeteries that you'd have to like walk through like 2.5 miles of like deep woods to get to.
So
and
you
stuff
could
like
almost
that.
get lost for a week in the first place.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh for sure. And then it ended up being haunted in that section of the woods.
Yep, no.
Because it's like an
Yeah.
old like
So-
like
Yeah.
let's
So,
say
a
it's like
haunted
it's
forest.
like an old like
The
burial
third
ground or
option.
something that like
It's an old wooden ship.
it's yes, it's diversity. That's right.
Diversity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would choose. I think I'd choose the forest as well, just because like I hate haunted houses. I can't do it. Like I'll like my friends will invite me and I'll be like yeah, and then the day
Weird
of,
how
I'm
it
like,
came
oh,
up
hell
every
no.
year around.
Can't do it. Can't
Every
do
year
it.
around Halloween, I'm busy.
The day comes and I'll be like, oh hell no, I got something going on. Just I ain't for it.
Forest sounds
Yeah, my
peaceful.
platypus is having foot surgery. I can't.
Again,
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
you need a new doctor.
I know.
I
I believe animal doctors are called veterinarians.
We're not sure yet. We'll fact check it with our internet.
You don't have internet.
and I feel like if something pops out on me, I'm gonna nail it in the head. I just had I have the reflexes. I'm just gonna punch it.
Yeah, I'm not doing
What
it.
if it's a moose? Oh,
Why would a
you're
moose be
talking
in a
about-
haunted house?
Are you talking about the haunted house or the
Yeah,
forest?
the haunted house.
Oh,
Haunted
okay,
house is
sorry.
important.
Yeah.
Canadian haunted houses sound way different.
I'm also not punching a moose in the face. Just
No.
for the record, I'm not,
Moose are
Uh-uh.
terrible.
I'm not fucking around with that animal.
Those things are they're giant. Yeah.
Humongous.
Stomp you.
Humongous big.
Humongous big
Yeah.
moose.
They're terrifying. Riding your bike. See a moose on the back.
I'm out.
End up with 2 broken femurs.
Then chirp a guy about it. Who
Yeah.
overcame all that adversity to play the dog, and
Right.
you're gonna just sit there and chirp.
You sweat like me. sitting
I
here
had my own
chirping.
adversity. You know, his was just on national TV.
This is just there for me to exploit. That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. But I have one last would you rather question, and I'm trying to find it here. I lost it. But would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or a one night stand with your celebrity crush?
Oh, I don't have a partner, so definitely I'll take the one-nighter. Don't know where that will lead.
Yeah, I don't have a partner, so
Maybe coming back for more, if you know what I mean.
I don't know.
Do a really good job.
Yeah. We got no one to worry about at home. So
Well, I
just
think
focus.
I think regardless, because like my celebrity crush would never
Who's
happen.
your celebrity crush?
Jennifer Aniston would never have. I know you probably thought I was going to say like Ryan Reynolds or something, but it's Jennifer Aniston.
I thought he was gonna say it, dude.
Yeah.
No, but it's never going to happen. So I'm taking that 100, like 10 out of 10.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you think like if I was, she'd be like, who are you? Right. Yeah. Like
No, she would know.
who I am.
Yeah, she'd
Yeah,
she'd catch a vibe.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah. Like get away from me. Security.
That's,
Like who's the guy with the binoculars?
I'd be lying if I wasn't content with the 10 years.
Who's
It's okay.
who's the guy
But-
with the camera?
Yeah.
But we might, depending on the circumstances, I might be able to negotiate. The hall pass
He's not wrong.
for the right person.
He's not wrong.
Does have a good point.
But the
You
thing
may
though,
be if you're in
Yeah.
a good relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
And your
if I
communication's
was
open.
yeah. If
Yeah,
I
hey babe, I got this
Hey,
chance.
and this was like a set down thing. You guys sat down. You guys did this.
as long
Your
you know,
celebrity crush was this person. Hers was this person, and that person's wants to hang out for a night. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think I could turn
maybe
it
we
down.
can
If it was
invite
like
her.
if you
Maybe
yeah,
we
it
can
was, yeah.
invite her.
If it was like, hey, like
Maybe.
I have the
Now we're good.
opportunity
Or-
to
yeah.
go be her. But hey, listen.
We don't discriminate.
Yeah,
We
no,
don't
I-
discriminate.
2022.
But like I'm saying, like, yeah, if you sat down and you were like, this opportunity could present itself, I don't think I could say no. I have to get the hall pass.
Yeah.
That's such a different
Yeah.
would you rather question, but like,
But
because if you could like you'll never get this. If you could get this, go.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's fair. Just if they're really wealthy, grab 10 grand on the way out.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah. I would grab like an Oscar or like a Grammy or like something.
No,
cool.
no. They're gonna look for that. They're not looking for
It's a good point.
that. They
That's fair.
shit that out earlier.
That's the way everybody knows that
Everyone
celebrities
knows that.
shit money.
Shit money. Right.
It's-
Or they wipe their asses. One or the other. Hollywood's a fucked up place.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd also go with the celebrity crush one for sure. But like I also see Adam's point as well. Is with the hall pass. You
Maybe
can
the-
make it work.
Maybe they'll get a hall pass.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, but can you only pick one celebrity? Because then you
All right,
really
now
got to
you
put in a lot of
at that
effort.
point. At that point.
Now you're going into a lot more detail.
Yeah.
We already.
I'm just
covered
going to the next step. I'm just logically just connecting A to B. You know, like when you used to connect the dots.
it. You just connected A to like Z.
Yeah, that's fair. Z.
Maybe not.
You said Zed.
Z.
Z. Yeah, I say Z.
From Canada.
Everybody else
You
says
Right.
Z.
Everybody else is fucking stupid.
What's
Like-
that?
like
What's that song?
Americans.
At least we use
Americans,
at least
not-
we use the metric system.
What is that song though? You know the song?
I hate using metric wrenches.
They're the worst.
Oh, worst.
I understand that, but like it's just when you have to do math.
Hmm.
So
I'm not
much
doing
easier.
math
So
anymore.
much easier. Have you ever tried to do trigonometry with fractions? It's a
To
nightmare.
be honest with you,
Yes, I actually
I really-
have.
Yeah,
I've
I
gone
have
to
a
a bunch
degree in math. Yeah, I
You
have.
do?
Yes.
it's a nightmare.
that's why we don't go along.
You would be even better at math if you were using the metric system.
You went to
better.
culinary school. I don't even want to hear it.
No, can we go to
Really?
color? No, it was a gaming school. And now they don't exist anymore. Rest in
He went to
peace.
school for esports.
Oh.
He was the best in his
I
class in
didn't.
NBA 2K.
No, I went to school for something that everybody else goes to school for when they don't know what they want to go to school for.
Oh,
go-
communication.
You go to school for something that if you get a job in it later on in life, you don't actually need the fucking degree. Criminal justice. You don't need it. It's a civil
You
service.
went to school for criminal justice.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot.
You know?
That's why you know all of the traffic violations that I commit on a daily basis.
Yeah, I do them too though.
Yeah, that's right. It can't stop.
You
But
probably,
I-
you probably has a book in the glove compartment.
What's that?
You probably have a book in the glove compartment just checking off everything Luke does wrong.
Oh yeah, no, it's on my phone.
Pretty much from the moment I wake up until the moment that he interrupts me sleeping, it's just something I did wrong.
I don't interrupt you sleeping. Don't say it.
The lunges through my room, ring a bell? Oh, hey, I need a towel.
I didn't need a towel.
He's ridiculous.
What do you mean? I just got back from a 24-hour road trip from Macon, and then there was a 4 or 5 day, a 4 and 5.
Yeah, and
Road
and,
trip.
and
I didn't have a towel yet.
Yeah, okay.
I just didn't have a towel
Yeah,
yet.
but this guy, he didn't have a towel, but he went and bought bed sheets, a
No, I
monitor to
didn't.
play Xbox.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because you didn't have my towel till after that. You didn't have my towel until the night you bought the monitor. Because I literally you said, I'm going to Walmart to buy sheets and a monitor, and you came back, and that's when you came into my room wearing the towel. Or I didn't know that you had my towel, which is probably worse for me.
You didn't know you.
Okay, that's right. But either way, that's the first time I saw it.
Right. So you dried your face with my butt.
No, because I didn't have that towel.
You may be right.
Yeah, I hope. But I really hope now.
It's all
for my face.
speculation.
Yeah, it's speculation.
It's all speculation.
Yeah, but boys, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time, and like this.
We'll
this
end it
is
on that
yeah,
note.
yeah, we'll end it on hey, that's gonna be the content that gets us to the next level.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Towel talk.
Towel talk.
You've heard of pillow talk. This is towel talk.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but I appreciate you boys coming on. Like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was
Thank
a
you.
lot of fun.
This is our everyday. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is every day.
Yeah.
What a group to live by.
Oh yeah.
It's good. It's good. We're